my view, she wasn't mistreated. In fact, she got treated very kindly for a short time, supporting her with her work, refusing to let her work for free, which a groomer would take advantage of, and the entire time, which is confirmed by all of her blue text in the second document, she had all of these internal conflicts and concerns that she did not whatsoever share with Minnie or Moon. The lengths some of you people will go in order to defend Minnie is insane.
Osti gets manipulated and abused by Minnie and Moon? Oh, that's just Osti overreacted.
Why redact that? Either way, whatever side you choose on that one, you're fucked. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you? If we scroll back here, we have this interaction. I've seen zero credible proof that Minitune dated a 12-year-old at 17. Document creators here. There is proof that he did in an interview from 2022 with Minitune alleging that he did not know her age. That being said, there is additional evidence, keyword there, evidence, to suggest that he was aware of her age. Okay? Saying that there is evidence out there that this was a 5-year age gap. Well, first of all, that's already a lie. So as you can see here, just to fill anybody in who wasn't there for the last stream, I say back, actually, this is completely untrue, and you even admit as such. Notice that this is all testimony. The bottom image isn't even dated, the one that's in this, the document. There is zero actual evidence that he knew. Our DMs to see for yourself, okay? And then, see, this is where we start getting the void and blue, okay? All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, I need to hear it. I need to see you guys saying that you're ready. Do not spread claims like this if you are not 100% sure of what you're saying. These are life-ruining allegations, and the cavalier nature by which you are handling these is troubling and disturbing. I show DMs where they outright admit that they do not have evidence of this. They verbatim say, well, as of right now, we are not too sure, as many things regarding this specific part of the situation aren't the most well-documented. We do believe that there's additional testimonies, but we have to do some digging, which means that they posted this document before they even got the information, okay? On top of that, okay? On top of all of that, okay, guess what? Guess what? It turns out they didn't even try talking to the victim in that situation, because guess what? It wasn't a 5-year age gap. It was never a 5-year age gap. Never. It was a 3-year age gap. It was blatant misinformation. Blatant, just insane, blatant misinformation. What are these people doing? Why are you making a document if you haven't even talked to the fucking victim? What are you doing? What is this? Like, what are we doing? It's like, I just can't, I can't even like conceptualize this. How do you do this? I'm telling you, do you know when this tweet was from? We'll talk about the update and finding out that they're not actually like a 5-year age gap. But do you know when this tweet is from? This tweet is literally from August 6th, okay? The very beginning of August 6th, because I did it at midnight-ish, okay? Guess what? Guess the fuck what? They still, to this day, have never responded to this. They've never responded. They didn't even humor it. What? Like, what the fuck are we doing? What is going on? How do you get away with this? How do you do this? How does anyone take you seriously after this? It's fucking insane. Like, I just, it blows my fucking mind, the fact that people will try to ruin people's lives with shit that they do not know anything about, and they have not made any effort to figure it out. It is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Like, oh my God. Okay, so we have a lot to go over, all right? We have a lot to go over. They didn't even update it. I know, don't worry, dude. I may not be very active in the Minitune thread, okay? We have a Minitune thread, chat. And if you're not in the Discord, let me just tell you, let me tell you how many DMs or how many messages in total are in the Piggy situation, like thread, okay? We have, let me see, 1,462 individual messages in the Minitune thread, okay? 1,462. So my beautiful, wonderful chatters have been going overtime, okay, working on this, which I very, very much appreciate because it's something that interests them. It's something that interests me, right? But like, you know, I'm not active in there. I barely ever like message in there, but I'm always looking because I'm always trying to see what's happening. And I've been looking at it this whole time, and I mean, it is bleak. I mean, here, I'll drag down for a little bit. I usually don't show like my browser, like my tabs, because sometimes the URLs are bad if I'm like ever on Kiwi Farms or something. But like, look at everything we have here. Now, not all of this is very long necessarily, but like, these are all individual, pieces of update here, okay? So I also do want to say that we're having Dark Doom, the creator of the document, clarifying that the age gap between Minitune and Error was actually 3 years and not 5 years. What we're going to do is we're going to go over that document, and then we are going to go from there. And he's going to call in. You guys can ask him some questions. I will also ask him some questions. Okay, so yeah, we'll get that out there. Yeah, Dark Doom is not the same person who made the burner doc. I'll tell you what, if it was that who we were having on, you guys know how I am. You know that I try to be really respectful and like have good interviews and stuff like that. Like I try to be a little bit different than like the blood sportsy kind of thing. It would be really tough for me to treat the burner person with like kindness. It would be very, very difficult. It'd be very difficult. Hey guys, do you want a clip? Hey, Minitune expose people. Since you're here, just wanted to go ahead and say retard, okay? I wanted to go ahead and say retard, okay? I just wanted to say that a couple of times just so you guys know that I say retard. I say the word retard, okay? I say that word a lot, okay? So if you want to cancel me for that and neglect all of the facts that I've actually talked about and disproven in your stupid fucking document, feel free to, because it seems like that's how you want to strawman me. That's perfectly fine. It just shows what a thin-skinned, weak retard you are, okay? So it really just proves my point more. So it's fine. If that's the way you want to think about me, if you want to say that my fucking chat bullied you, I'm just going to continue to say that you're a fucking retard, okay? It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, right? So yeah, right. Let's get into it. Yeah, you're getting animated, Hempleton, tonight, because this is just such fucking bullshit, man. It is infuriating bullshit. So yeah, I love all the woes in chat. Yeah, like the stream if you're enjoying all that good stuff. Can these people admit that they hate Piggy and not make a shitty, horrible slop doc? I mean, apparently not, dude. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. I mean, here's the thing too. Schlep brought this up when he called in to the Minitune stream the other day. Brings up a great point here, which is the fact that Minitune was willing to bring this to court, which means that he was willing to experience discovery. And if you don't know what discovery is because you don't have like a great understanding of the law or anything like that, discovery is essentially when you get to see all of the relevant evidence pertaining to the case. So he would have to prove that he was being defamed. And if he is so confident in this, that when it happened the first time around with Parlo, he was confident enough to show everything he had, then, I wonder what that's a sign of. I wonder what that means. I wonder if that means that he's scared or that he feels like there's skeletons in his closet. Probably fucking not, guys. I mean, shockingly enough, if you're willing to put like potentially as much as, high 5 figures on a fucking lawsuit, probably, if you're willing to stake that much on it, you probably feel pretty confident, right? Like, now, of course, you could probably say, he's just using that as a scare tactic. I don't think so, man. I don't think so, because I can't get fully into it, but it would have happened. Let me just put it that way. It would have happened, okay? Let me put it that way, all right? Without getting into things that I can't, like, very directly talk about publicly, okay? So it's just like, it's so bad. Some of my tweets are shadow banned, so you might not be able to see them, because I know some of my replies are in the thread. Okay, gotcha. Hamilton would have killed me if I made that burner doc. Yeah, true. I feel like Schlep deserves to hear that he is vindicated too. I'll see. Dude, there was a huge funny. Okay, I just texted him. If he wants to call in, he can. Fun fact, you'll find out right away that if the other side is full of BS, so it works both ways. Exactly, dude. Oh, he's calling. Hold on. Let me immediately tell him. Yo, Schlep, I'm on stream right now. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Muslim? I'm with Ruben right now. Yo, wait, so what happened?
Okay, so you know how you had that tweet where you were like, "There's zero evidence of this like 5-year age gap thing,"
Yeah.
and then it, like they said that there was, and they were directly lying to you because in their DMs they admitted they didn't have any. So it turns out it was never even a 5-year age gap. It was another 3-year age gap. And the whole 5-year thing is a complete lie that they could have figured out just by doing like a minimal level of research.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty clear that this was like a malicious attack.
Oh,
against him. Like, it had nothing to do with like actually outing him or like trying to get to the bottom of anything.
Well, the biggest thing that they always say, whenever they're like trying to criticize me is they're just like, well, you say like the R slur, dude. You say the R slur, and it's like,
I saw it on Twitter. I'm just like, okay, yeah, these people, they know what they're doing.
well, and I'm just like, how about you respond to my argument, buddy?
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like
exactly. Whataboutism is so bad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As soon as they're proven wrong, they look for the next best thing.
Exactly. Well, dude, hey, guess what? I'm always wrong if I'm a bigot, apparently. Okay, so that's how it works, right? Like, it's so dumb. All right.
Yeah, really dumb. Yeah, I'll make sure to look into all that stuff you just said.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, you should, man. I just wanted to tell you that because I thought you'd get a kick out of it. But I hope you're having a good night, man.
Thank you. We might actually have a predator. I mean, we're right now hunting for some predators, but we might have someone tonight. So
hell yeah.
If we do, we'll give you a call. So if we pick up the phone and we're like, Dr. Himpleton is here, that's exactly why.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. All right.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later, man. All right.
Bye.
What a chill guy. What a chill dude. We love Schlep. We love Schlep here. Okay. I don't care. I will. You know. All of you guys know that, you know, I have criticism for anybody that I've ever talked to, right? But, like, I can also think he's a cool guy while acknowledging that. All right. Schlepp's cool. Let's see. Schlepp would 100% cackle if he heard who made the doc. Yeah, we'll get into that, too. Don't worry. Okay? It's awesome. I'm telling you, like, you know, obviously not from the, like, we're not, listen, let me be very clear, okay? We're not doxing anybody, and we don't do that, okay, in the Himpletopia server. Doxing not allowed, bad, okay? But I will say that the Piggy thread is, like, honestly, like, Kiwi Farms level of, like, A-log research. It's, like, people like Zeker and Frozen Turbo and any of those other guys who have added to the thread, I mean, they've done a really good job just like gathering everything, and I really appreciate it because it's, I mean, we found out some fucking insano shit that's going to be really fun to cover. So I'm looking forward to it. I could die from this hate watch. Hey, and hey, if any of the, you know, alleged victims of Minitune do want to call in still, I promise I will promise you, even Osty, okay? I promise all of you that I will be very respectful to you. I know that none of you want to talk to me anymore. The only person I really have beef with is the burner document person, okay? You know, at least with the victims, even if I disagree with it and feel like it's kind of malicious, at the same time, I'm going to respect you because it's like your lived experience, blah, 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 right? And I'm going to be respectful to you. But Doc Maker, no. Why do you think that Minitune hasn't responded yet? It's a good question. I think that there's two options. Here. So let me make it extremely clear before I say this. I have zero insider information to like verify any of the stuff that I'm about to say. Okay, like I haven't heard anything behind the scenes. I'm just speaking from what I theorize it could be. Okay, Dark Doom says that Minnie has responded, but privately, which I don't really know what that means. I guess I'll talk to him about it when he calls in. But in terms of why he hasn't responded publicly, I think there's two options. I think either he doesn't feel like he has to yet because there are people who are kind of tearing it apart and saying it's bullshit, etc. And I also think that part of it, I mean, if he is wanting to pursue this legally, the smartest thing to do is not say anything right now, if that's what he's wanting to do, which I'm not saying that he is, but and I have no knowledge of that. I don't know if that's what's happening, to be extremely clear. But if that was the route that he's trying to go, then the smartest thing to do would be to shut his mouth right now. So I don't know. But those would be my two guesses. Can we get Vic? See if he's around. Like, he hasn't really been around as much lately. Let's see. The answer is to continue the lawsuit on Parlo to prove it's... Shut up. Well, the problem is they brought up other cases, right? Flatly or Ace, he's avoiding us. Okay, buddy. I mean, Flatly or Ace could join if they wanted to. I mean, Ace is playing Farmer Valley in a VC right now, okay? With Gila, Speed Racer, and Astro John. All right, there. I just exposed him. I exposed his whereabouts. Let's see. Beep, 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 beep. All right, back to it. Let's get into it, shall we? Bring me Ace. Okay, buddy. Okay, Speed Racer, how are you denying just the truth? I know this to be true, buddy. I'm sorry. You can't squirm your way out of this, okay? All right, so let's do this. Dude, the EDP posts that I made are like going crazy. They're both like going pretty crazy. I just like, this is the most likes I've ever gotten on a tweet, and it's like so low effort, dude. All I said was unfuckable chud aura, and I got fucking almost 4K likes for that. What are we doing? Like, okay, sure. I've had way better tweets, but it's okay. It's fine. Happy birthday, Ember. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope your birthday goes well tomorrow. What do you want, little bro? Well, the people were asking for you. I wasn't. The people were, though. If you want to come on, you're free to. I mean, as always. But yeah, the people were asking for you because you covered it last time with me. Okay, so some of this chat is just going to be people like molding. Okay, like horrifically molding. Okay, so I just need you to be ready for that. I need you to be ready for some cringe, right? Let's do like a radio. Let's do a radio of like the Void and Blue instrumental. Let's see if we get some good stuff. We don't. We just don't. Yeah, YouTube's like radio for music is so trash. It is really bad. Spotify's just way better. It sucks. Let's see. I kind of want it to be like angry music. Angry, copyright, free music. Why don't I play the music on Spotify? Because it makes it way more... that's actually... it's a fair question. So when I have one app running, it already takes up a certain amount of data. I mean, you already know how old my computer is and how shit it is. So it's, first of all, like an output thing, because Brave or whatever browser I use takes up a lot of like power and data. But then if I add Spotify onto that, it's even more that it's taking up. So that's the first problem. And the second problem is because it's two separate apps, unless I do separate audio channels for them, which I would prefer to do, then it's a convenience thing, partially as well, like where it's annoying to have to tab between Spotify and browser, since I only have two monitors, and my first monitor is dedicated to OBS, second monitor is for like whatever we're watching. Have you tried downloading music and using Winamp solely? I don't know what the fuck that even means, dude. Vic's birthday is today. He's 7. That's awesome. Wait, that's awesome. Wait, that's awesome. Did you delete the EDP stream? No, it's members only, because it's getting like EDP content. Anything on EDP is getting very rapidly demonetized and like astroturfed into the ground. So it's just better to members only it before something bad happens to my channel. So, but yeah, if you become a member, you can see it and quite a lot more. So feel free to join the members today. Okay, sorry. What is this? I thought this was angry background music, no copyright. Okay, I'm kind of liking it. That beginning threw me off a little bit, but I'm back in. All right. Oh gosh, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I won't show their user to stop people from harassing them. This guy cares more about making the Piggy community going back to normal over the victims, even going as far as calling them false allegations. A message to the entire Piggy community. I know we can do it. Like, here's the problem, guys. It's so soy on both sides, dude. Like, it's so soy on the side of, like, Minitune haters, okay? Who are, like, constantly moral effing about everything. But then we have the other side of these weird soy freaks who are way too parasocial and love Piggy too much, okay? So, listen to this. I know we can do it. We just need patience. Stay neutral. Don't fight. Spread this message to other Piggy community members so we can get the message. Hell yeah. The only way we can get this community back to normal is if we ignore the document.
I know it will sound crazy, but this is the solution. We all need to stop overreacting about the document and ignore it. If we continue to overreact, we're just gonna add fuel to the fire. There is one crucial thing they forgot to add in the document. If the false allegations are real, then Minitune's best friends, like Beastlick, Ernie C3, and Moonfall, would have to cut ties from him now. But no, this is one piece of evidence that the allegations are false.
Actually, that's not true at all. They may just not know that the allegations are true. Regardless, the allegations are false. Just make better arguments, buddy. Okay?
Do not spread lies or share information about someone until you are certain of the facts. Like what Osty said, we need to come together and stay neutral. Do these following steps for the Chill Bill and Sonar of the Piggy community. Ignore the document fake news and report it. Don't reply to anything angry to ragebait people. And don't fight. Do these things and the community will come back to normal. I know I see something inside this community that will make it so beloved. As a moderate autistic
I know how to make this community better. Okay, this is evil. I'm being evil now.
I know my English is kind of bad.
Okay, so great. They're okay. I'm so cooked. I'm actually so fucking cooked. Jesus Christ. Not only are they not a fucking okay, great. That's just fucking awesome, man. Okay. So yeah, that was from an autistic ESL person, so I'm gonna get called like all sorts of horrible things for that one. So that's great. That's just great. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, I'm like an ableist racist now. Okay. Great. All right. Loving it. Okay. Dude, why didn't they say that? Why didn't they say it at the beginning? You know what I mean? Like, come on, like spare me some fucking like heartache there, buddy. Jesus Christ. Like, come on, man. All right. OPR. So it's important to, I guess, get into this as well because we didn't go over it last stream. So let's do it. I haven't said anything in regards to the, I'm assuming, Minnie and Moon and Osty situation, if you know, you know, not providing names. Do not attack anybody in this situation. If you chose to go after people, you are scum. Leave people alone. Minnie and Moon are the nice and kind people you think they are. And I am, however, tired of seeing my friends reduced to nothing due to poor communication through an online friendship. My view, she wasn't mistreated. In fact, she got treated very kindly for a short time, supporting her with her work, refusing to let her work for free, which a groomer would take advantage of, and the entire time, which is confirmed by all of her blue text in the second document, she had all of these internal conflicts and concerns that she did not whatsoever share with Minnie or Moon, and continued on. Meanwhile, Minnie and Moon didn't think there was a point in didn't think there was absolutely anything going on with her emotionally and mentally at this point. And then after the thumbnail debacle, she was upset because she came to a non-discussed conclusion that she was supposed to have been the main and sole artist for the channel, which was never confirmed or talked about. She just assumed. Started to get even closer to them and discussing things that are a little bit more private than just being short-term commission artist, and the day that her people she loved so much and looked up to stated that they were becoming uncomfortable and they needed to back up from the relationship, she decided to come out and spin it in a way where Minnie and Moon were mistreating her, when in fact this situation is a blatant example of what happens when you do not properly communicate your thoughts and feelings to someone, unload on them, and then wonder why they get nervous and want to back out of your friendship. They have every right to stop communicating with her at this point for the sake of their own mental health. Minnie and Moon are not therapists. They are not counselors. It's their job to try to help, it's not their job to try to help somebody with something that they don't feel qualified to help them with. It was help that they could not provide. As quoted from Minitune, what would you have us do? They are not wanting to put someone in a situation where they have to navigate trying to help someone who is in need of help they cannot provide. They have every right to create a boundary and put distance between themselves and someone they no longer feel comfortable speaking to. It's quite literally not their fault that someone attached themselves too closely, affecting the ongoing friendship that they had. Yeah, Beastlick is the composer of Piggy. Yeah, that's right. I'll reiterate too, because people seem to think that Minitune told her to keep her mouth shut, or even someone suggested she was paid or something. But there's a literal screenshot showing Minnie and Moon apologizing about making this issue public. They made an agreement to retract any posts and take them down, and they've even extended an offer to have her reach out to them if anybody wanted to come after her about it. Due to, once again, private information and messages that I do not personally have access to or viewing of, a boundary was put up in place, and they further distanced themselves, which they have every right to do. Overall, in the beginning, they tried their best to be supportive and have her do her art, pay her fairly, and there was no moment where they attempted to take advantage of her or forced her to do anything. I know there will be people who don't agree with me. I also know people will say I'm biased. If personally knowing someone who I met and spoke to and know outside of the internet who I consider a close friend makes me biased, then so be it. I mean, yeah, that's subjectively what bias is, but it's okay. But something needs to be said. I'm tired of people shifting the focus away from those who are actually out there being predatory and need to be taken care of. These people are not it. Thanks for reading. I hope that everyone involved in this gets the help they need and that everyone, literally everyone involved, can get back to a life worth living. Nobody deserves to suffer. Please reach out to someone if you need help. Family, friend, medical, anyone. You deserve help. Okay? And as we already know, Osti responded to that and freaked the fuck out and was like,
Why are you speaking on behalf of me?
Guess what? He wasn't. He was disputing your narrative, motherfucker. Cheers. NEC3 is a friend of Minitune who makes Piggy content. Good, okay, good to know. Yeah, I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. All right, so here we go. Here's another one from this person named 90-200. Ready for some good old molding? I am. I'm making one last goodbye to the Piggy community. Everything with Minnie has just shown how generally insufferable some of you are. Acting like this random online stranger is an absolute saint because they made your favorite Roblox game. This is the same thing they tried to do with Pressure, by the way. They tried to say it's because of the game and not because we lean towards fucking facts, right? We need something a little bit more chilled. Hold on. But like, you know, it's so absurd. It's so absurd. Let's do this. Let's do this. Wait, actually, let's Dark Mysterious. You may never find this again. See, that's compelling to me. That's compelling. Ooh, I like it. That's good. Octopath Traveler Frostlands. Sure, buddy. Not even to mention, some of you people are treating Osti and Para. To be quite frank, the way you're doing it is disgusting. The length some of you people will go in order to defend Minnie is insane. Osti gets manipulated and abused by Minnie and Moon? Oh, that's just Osti overreacting. It turns out they were being manipulative? Oh, don't worry. Minnie is being manipulated himself by Moon. Minnie groomed a 13-year-old while being 16? Oh, that was already disproven by some random fucking guy who leaked the shit without even asking the victim first. It gets to a point where I'm convinced that Minnie could do anything, and y'all would still just defend the guy with your lives. That's not even mentioning how generally unpleasant some of the people here are. I wish I had the passion to stay, but it's all becoming too much. If you want to find me anywhere else, I'll be in the Doors community. I don't want to find you! So, that's fine. Good riddance. Goodbye. Okay. Can you use your $5 credit for a song request as long as it's not gonna trigger any copyright? It has to be copyright free, and because we'll make this into a VOD, so gotta be copyright free. That's the only thing. Otherwise, you can just send me something and I'll play it. I'll play it when we do derails. By the way, this 9020 guy was in chat in the first Piggy stream. Lovely, lovely. Oh yeah, that's the one who said that they were friends with one of the victims, right? Because then in this next screenshot we had, or this same screenshot, we had Beastlick responding to that saying, she wasn't manipulated and abused. It's tiring seeing random people describe a situation they don't even know what they're describing. And then we have Ostivig posting saying, a day will come, delete all my accounts. We've got Beastlick who's like kind of being a baller, dude. Like Beastlick, despite the fact that like he's friends with Minnie, he probably doesn't like this person. You know, he sees some suffering. He's just trying to be a kind guy. And he says, if it were me, I'd keep my accounts. Keep doing your artwork and block anyone who is rude and nasty to you. You're great at what you do, and just because of one situation, you shouldn't not continue to do what you're good at. Rise to the occasion. What a fucking great guy, dude. Hello? What a fucking awesome guy, man. Like, what a chill dude, man. Like he didn't need to say that, you know what I mean? Why did I just get like an evil beep for my computer? What are you telling me, computer? Oh, okay. I don't care. Yeah, like 07's for Beastlick. Very wholesome. Very Keanu Chungus. Okay. So then we have this from Rowan Herobrine. Trigger warning, mentions of abuse, animal death, assault, ableism, and retard. I'm going to try to take a break from Twitter as long as I can, at least for a few days. Sensitive topics are mentioned here. Please be advised. I will be taking a break from Twitter and probably the Piggy community in general for a little while. I'm not sure for how long, but I need to step back as much as I can, at least for a few days.
I've tried my best to be a voice of reason for people, but I don't even know what is or isn't true anymore. Everything's getting to me. I'm not doing well, mentally or physically. So, like, allegations that have, like, literally nothing to do with you. Like, this is how parasocial people can get. And you start to wonder why people are, like, calling each other, like, monsters and stuff, you know? Like, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months, Jathus. I like your little wave. But think about that for a second, right? You wonder why these people are at each other's throats so much. Why, you know, they get so fucking mad, you know? But you don't have to, because if you think about it enough and you see posts like this, you start to realize that this shit is life and death for them, right? And that's, like, look, to me, I don't understand that. That's, like, pretty pathetic to me, right? On either side. But at the same time, I guess I get it. Like, I mean, and when I say I get it, it means I would never be that way, but I can understand it. I don't understand how you get there, but I understand the concept, right? So, yeah, it's just like, okay. Anyways, the problem started long before this most recent Piggy document ever came out. Long story short, my whole life I've been stuck living with my abusive parent. Okay. Like, who the fuck asked? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick.
What?
Can we have a drink? In honor of Roxy, who crossed over yesterday morning. Alcoholic or non is fine.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear about that. 07. 07's for Jathus. I'm really sorry to hear that. But yeah, of course you can have a drink. Of course. But I'm so sorry for your loss. And thank you so much for the $50. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Man, I want to like do something, but I don't know what I would do. You know what I mean? I don't know. I want to do more, you know? I feel bad there's not more I can be doing to, you know, be helpful. But hopefully some of these retards and me going through it'll make you smile or something. I don't know. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. Here. Cheers.
God, that just tasted awful. That tasted fucking terrible. My God, that tasted like ass. Why did that taste so bad? Ah, that just tasted really weird. Okay. All right. We're locked in.
That looked like a fucking soup can. Yeah, they're really small. They're really small. It's weird. I don't really know why they're so small. Yeah. Here, give me like 10 seconds. I'm gonna turn on my AC. Also, EB, if you remind me in chat one more time, I'm not gonna do it, okay? It just pisses me off. It makes me annoyed. I'm gonna get to it, I promise. I wanna wait until we get tired of this song, and then I'll do whatever song you want, okay? All right, buddy? Kiss, kiss. All right. Just kidding. Not kiss, kiss. That was a joke. That was a joke. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm just kidding. I kind of am. I'm half gay. Just shut the fuck up. Stop adding me, okay? Don't pay attention to anything I just said. All right, how about that? Is that a fair compromise? He's fully gay. I'm not fully gay. Not fully. Queerpleton. Himpleton grooming again. Okay, see, that's horrible. That's a horrible thing. That's scaring me. It's scaring me. I'm scared. I don't feel safe. Just as this OP says, I'm not doing well, mentally or physically, okay? All right. The problem started long before this most recent Piggy document ever came out. Long story short, my whole life I've been stuck living with my abusive parents. Okay. As a child, I was socially isolated from the world long before the start of COVID. I just don't understand why the fuck you're telling me any of this. What does this have to do with anything? You know what I mean? Like, why are you molding about this? Why are you telling me this? It's fine. Due to various circumstances, I cannot get an IRL job, seek therapy, or even visit almost any type of doctor in the first place. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? God damn, that one was powerful. But like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, why are you mentioning this? Why do we need to know any of this? You're a rando. You know? I display clear symptoms of multiple mental disorders and disabilities that I thought this was supposed to be about Piggy. What is this? I cannot visit a doctor to get diagnosed for, and I'm visually impaired, but I can't get glasses. Visually impaired is a crazy, like, victimizing way to say I need glasses. Okay. Almost exactly a year ago, I had to say goodbye to my dog Ranger. Okay. I mean, almost exactly a year ago. A year ago? I mean, I understand you still being sad about it, but why are you bringing it up? This just kind of feels like weird, like victimizing bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, this is weird. This is really odd. I do not understand this at all. Okay. Who was my only friend during the years of isolation. I can understand how that's sad, of course. Yeah. He was having health problems and I was only given 1 day's notice as he was being put down. I still to this day haven't fully processed all of this. Yeah, that sucks. That's terrible, obviously. Why are you telling me this in a post about Piggy, dude? Like, okay. Ever since then, things have gotten significantly worse. I've gotten berated time and time again for the littlest of things. My efforts to stop getting violently angry, like my family members, are getting chipped away. I lose myself a little more every argument. I've gone back and isolated myself nearly 24/7 in my room to avoid my parents, and the social interaction I have once again is almost completely empty. 2 months ago, on the same day, Inner City released, I don't know what that is, but okay. There was, oh, Piggy Inner City. Yeah, okay. There was a physical fight between some of my family members at our house. What the fuck is this? I'm just waiting for it to get into Piggy because I keep on thinking it's about to get into Piggy and then it doesn't. Like, okay. The police had to be called and someone was almost arrested. Okay. Thank you, Speed Racer. You really, dude, you really helped me on that one, man. I had no idea. You're so right, man. They're having a really hard time. They're having a really hard time. Yeah, you're right, dude. Okay. There was a few long minutes where I thought 2 of my family members had been seriously hurt or killed, and I was very fucking scared for my own safety too. I think this was traumatic for me, and once again, I've not been able to fully process it.
Does she think it's America's Got Talent in terms of sob stories?
I don't know. Thank you for the 5. Things have gotten worse still from there. Okay, no more physical fights have happened, but the verbal arguments between me and my mom have only gotten worse and worse. Okay, it's to the point where I've gone to bed on many days without actually having eaten a proper meal, including the past 2 days. Okay. Like, it's so weird because it's like, listen, I'm not gonna trauma dump on you guys, but it's like, you know, there's parts of this that I can relate to, right? There's parts of this that I can relate to. I'm not gonna say what. I'm not gonna get into details because it's not the time. But there's parts of this I can relate to, but it's like, you couldn't catch me dead, like, making a twit longer about it, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? Am I exposing, like, my previous, like, childhood abuse? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just don't... And then saying it's about Piggy? Like, I'm so fucking confused, man. But okay. Okay. Finally, as some of you might have seen, I made a very awful discovery the other day after the document came out. It started with that when I found that Billy, a former head of WWS, which is the development team behind Piggy, by the way, called me the R-slur last year. Guys, hey guys, I want every single one of you. I want every single one of you to pour one out for this person getting called retarded. All right? I want you to pour one out. All right? Just like this mixed nut. These mixed nuts. Okay? I want you to pour one out. This is like one of those like little practical jokes that it like has a little springy snake in it, but it's from like the 60s. So it's like really aggressively old and it like doesn't work anymore. But pour one out. Pour one out, guys. All right? Pour one out. I'm telling you guys, if you start just maybe here. Let me just do this so people remember that I can show you my weird little objects for like a small dono. Hold on. Maybe it's the other R slur? What is the other? Oh, raped? Is that a slur? So we'll do, I wanna make a second option for $5 donos, which is, where's the ampersand, dude? Oh, there it is. All right, so that's the other option for the $5 donos. We're gonna do show and tell. Okay, I can show you guys some stuff from my room. Okay, so you guys can see my epic, cool mythology around my room. I have some very interesting objects from most of the continents in the world. I almost said the United States. Clearly, the margarita's hitting me. Jesus. So yeah. Show chat the shell I gave you. It's infused with magical power. That's in the living room right now. My life sucks. My parents don't care about me, and we're yelling at each other around the house. But I will never forget the time Billy said the R slur. Exactly. Like, what is this? Where is this coming from? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I just don't get it at all, really. But hey, whatever, I guess. Roxy helping you, yeah, true. And finally, as some of you, oh right, the Arsler thing, they have since apologized for this, but in their apology, they gave me some context as to why they disliked me in the first place. It turns out that in 2024, someone on the Piggy Discord staff team told them a story about me that was only partially true, and left out important context to paint me in a worse light. This exact scenario has been one of my worst fears for a very long time. Over getting like horrifically abused by your family? Because I mean, that's been happening. I feel like that would be worse, but okay, sure. I'm far from a perfect person, which I'm sure anyone who's followed me since before 2024 already knows. I've done things in the past, even this year, I'm ashamed of, and I need to try my best to learn from it and become a better person. That is exactly why it's affecting me so much. This unknown Piggy staff member took one of my worst ever fuck-ups, stripped it of any context, including that I was told to cover it up by a staff member, lied about the year it took place, and then told people behind my back right as the studio was starting to gain traction in the community. The fact that they told Billy means that they weren't above telling Piggy developers either. I have no idea who else has been told, if anything else ever was, but I've been extremely paranoid. That same year in March, when Minitune put out a tweet asking if any studios would be interested in developing a spinoff, my studio offered. He then reached out to us privately, asking to see our work. When we sent it to him, however, he vanished and, to this day, has never responded again. I've always worried that someone was bad-mouthing me to him and convinced him to stop talking to us, and this whole situation has only amplified that worry in me. I guess I'll never know for sure, though. So, okay. I'm gonna break some bad news to you guys, okay? I'm gonna break some bad news to the OP here, alright? Breaking some bad news. No one is gonna deny your application to, like, be the studio for a game if one person called you retarded. So either your studio kind of sucks and you don't really know what you're doing, or you've done more than what you've said. Those are the two options, all right? Or Minitune just found somebody better. So there's three options, I suppose. But it's like, what are we doing here? Are we placing bets on them having pedo allegations? It feels like it, right? It feels like there's something else going on, you know? It feels like there's something else going on, but I'm not gonna say pedophile, because that feels fucked, you know what I mean? With all that being said, I hope you can understand why I'm not doing all that great right now. I can't exactly avoid anything IRL, so right now, the best thing I can do is try and take a break from Twitter. Or at least, I'll try to. Okay. I'm so sorry. It's just that line of, you know, I'm not gonna be on Twitter anymore. At least I'll try not to. I mean, that is so just like abysmally pathetic, man. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing, dude? Like, what are we doing? Why do people care about retard so much? Or retard, the word retard, it's not so different than idiot and moron. Well, Blurg, I saw a post the other day, and it was somebody saying, like, don't say these words, and it was like all, like, you know, retard, like idiot, moron, etc. Lame was one of them. And I quote tweeted it and I said, this is lame. And it was deleted less than an hour later. And I was like, sorry about that. But my point is, there's some people who care about like all of them, you know? I've actually had a conversation with someone where somebody tried to tell me that like lame and like moron is not okay to say, and I said, you're acting retarded. That's what I said in response. I said, you're acting retarded. Like I just, you know, I can get into it more. I mean, I'm the guy who had the great N-word debate, okay? Like I could get into it more, but like I'd rather not, you know what I mean?
What? Hail sent to DMS.
Thank you for the derail. Lame is such a tame word.
It was used to actually hurt people back in the day. So, it was actually used as a method of hurting people. I hope you know that.
I'm just like, it's so fucking stupid, man. It's so fucking dumb. All right. Yeah, so at least I'll try to take a break on Twitter. DOS, since you're a member, look up Kinetic Kel The Reckoning, and it should be on that stream. I think it's called that. It might even be called The Great N-Word Debate. I may have renamed it, but it's on my members only, so you can see it for yourself. I do want to thank the people that reached out after I started panicking the other day. I genuinely appreciate it. But to that one replier that decided to kick me while I was down over something they weren't even involved in that I've apologized for twice and have been trying to become better from, go fuck yourself. That's interesting. One replier, okay, so wait, when was this? So that was August 6th. Hold on. So apparently this person started panicking the other day. Let's see if we can find it, because this sounds like it went into the... They reposted something 22 hours ago! You hate to see it. You hate to see it, dude. You really hate to see it. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what allegations this person has. Like, or do they actually have any? I don't know. I don't know. Might be a mystery. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. I'll try to leave Twitter. It's such, like, an infamous thing to say. Like, hashtag free Palestine with a watermelon emoji? Why the watermelon emoji? Of all things. The watermelon emoji? Am I sensing a little bit racially charged? Am I over the line for that? Am I sensing racially charged? Am I the only person who's sensing a little racially charged there? Like, can we look at her studio? Sure. How do people, how do these people stay locked on Twitter? Like, I forget mine exists half the time. The only reason I'm on Twitter is because I should be. I need to be posting more, to be honest, because it's a good way to get people onto the channel. But I'm bad at it. I'm really bad at it. The only two things I use Twitter for are like posting and like watching young Sheldon clips on like the Twitter clips. That's the only thing I do on Twitter. Watermelon is the color of the Palestinian flag. You do know that there's an emoji for the flag, right? There's an emoji for it. Just so you know. Just figured I'd let you know. Or are they trying to do this thing where they're like Quirk Chungus about it? It's funny in Quirk Chungus because that feels a little disrespectful, might I say. Am I the only one who feels that way? It feels a little disrespectful. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I have this epic glasses cleaner, and it has the Dracula book on it. It's like the Dracula book. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how fucking epic it is. And then on the back, it's got the first page of Dracula. Isn't that epic? How do you feel about that one, motherfuckers? I think it was an avoiding censorship thing. Are you genuinely trying to tell me that, like, are you genuinely trying to tell me that just by putting the Palestinian flag in your bio, it means that you're gonna get censored? That seems a little silly to me, but maybe it's true. Who knows? Just feels a little conspiratorial. Let's see their studio. Harebrine Productions, Piggy the Classic. Okay, I mean, this looks extremely bare bones. They get no traction at all. I mean, this is rough, man. This is, I just don't... Am I supposed to... Okay, sure. All this over a weird pig horror game? Wouldn't they have caught on to and censored the melons? Yeah. Israel is known for this stuff. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, dude. People do try to ban the water. So this is like this is genuinely like a crazy thing that goes on. Like this, they actually censor them. They actually censor them. Twitter was auto-flagging anyone who used the actual flag, and I think they still do. Seriously? Are you serious? Israel banned the actual Palestinian flag, and that's why the watermelon's used. Are we saying that this person's Israeli? Kinda epic. I'm an Israeli Roblox, I'm an Israeli Roblox studio, and this is my game. That's awesome. Okay, great. So then we also have another, you know, Osti has a bunch of people making like false accounts under them, which is shitty, and it distracts from the real points and allows them to victimize themselves. So I don't recommend that, obviously. I can't see their post yet, but I swear it's either political or sexual. It's starting to make me sick to my stomach at this point. Okay? Like, you get over yourself, I guess is what I would say there. God, like, I mean, it's like you decided to come out. You decided to, like, come out publicly. And, you know, you get the smallest bit of criticism, right? The smallest bit of fucking criticism. And you just act like such a bitch about it, like a little bitch, like not as in like bitch as in bad woman, but like bitch as in like little bitch, like coward, right? You act like such a bitch about it that like you're just bitching and moaning and victimizing yourself over and over and over again, and you're trying to ruin these people's lives over what, like an awkward friendship? It's just so fucking miserable, man. It's just so fucking miserable. All right. Anyways, Twitter user crash out when they cannot be the perpetual victim. Yeah, true. Turn it up again? No, I think this is a good volume. It's always either a headache, throwing up, feeling sick, not thinking straight, and other shit like that. True.
What?
Show and tell. Do you have anything from Canada?
Thank you for the $10 Canadian, first of all. I'm thinking. Do I have anything from Canada? I did for a little bit. When we went to Niagara Falls, obviously we went to the Canadian side because it's much more beautiful over there. If you ever go to the Niagara Falls, chat, go to the Canadian side. Much more pretty. When we went there, back in October, I didn't get any permanent thing. I almost did, but I decided not to because I wanted to save money. But what I did do is I got a maple syrup lollipop, and it was very, very good. It was very epic and good, okay? It was very fresh maple syrup, and it was very delicious, okay? And it was in the shape of a Canadian leaf, okay? But since we're doing show and tell, here, be patient with me. I'll be back. I want to show you guys something cool. Hold on. All right, I'll be back. Look at this. So this right here, hold on, let me move the mic out of the way. So this right here is a portrait that someone made of me back in the day. It was a portrait of me. Isn't that kind of epic? Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that kind of awesome? This is a portrait someone made of me. For free! I got this for free. Isn't that kind of awesome? This feels like it should be like worth something. That hurt. That was a fossil falling on my leg. But this is kind of cool. It's kind of cool, huh? It's kind of cool. So that's your show and tell object. I hope that was satisfying. For the next one, I will show you a ayahuasca painting from Peru that somebody drew or somebody painted while they were under the influence of ayahuasca. And they they claim to be, actually no, they were, because they showed us. They were a shaman, and that was like a spiritual net. God, I have the hiccups really bad. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Locking in. That was a like spiritual message that they had received from Peru. So that's what I'll show you next. Can we see the fossil? Sure. Fuck it. 2 for 1. Because this one's not as special, but it's fun. It's one of the first fossils I ever got. It's a fish. It's a fish fossil. It's one of the first real fossils I got. So if you look at the bottom here, see that at the bottom? It's a fish. It's a little fishy guy. Isn't that cool? And then on the back, I kept this because I wanted to make sure that I knew what it was called and everything. Let me try to adjust the lighting so you can see it. There you go. Lycoptera fish fossil. Okay. That's kind of epic. It is 120 million to 145 million years old. That kind of feels awesome, right? That's cool. You know? That's kind of cool. So I'll go right there. I also have a Minecraft fan-made Minecraft comic book that is unattached to the IP that's like technically illegal. Like, dude, I have some weird shit. I have some really weird shit. I love all the weird little things I have. If I had a portrait of myself, I would make copies and send it to random people I know to fuck with them, say some dumb shit like, yeah, I thought you'd want to see my face more often. Okay, buddy. I have a few sea creatures, but I don't. But they're unlabeled, so I don't know what they are. Fair. That's an old fossil. It even got identified by Blathers. Who's Blathers? Fossil. Fish. Himpleton has Vic's skull on his desk. How do you know? That's why he hasn't been joining, because they killed him. That's so true. Yeah. Is that Baby Himpy? It was. Why do I look like a high schooler? Because that was made in high school. Yeah, my friend made that for me in high school. Yeah. And it like won an award, and I was like, hey, do you want this? And he was like, no. Like, why would I want it? And I was like, okay. And then so I went to like my high school and I was like, do you guys want this? And they were like, I mean, we'd like to like, you know, display it or whatever. And I was like, well, it's of me. Can I have it? And they were like, yeah, I guess. So that's how I got it. Imagine Himpleton has an entire skeleton of some dinosaur in his living room. How'd you know? How'd you know, dude? How'd you know? Someone's gonna clip that out of context? I don't even know what you, like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about right now. You should get a Drumheller next time you go to Canada. It's a small, silly. It's a small city where they found dino bones. Oh, that's cool. How far away is it? Because I'm in Buffalo, so like I'm decently close to Canada. But it's, you know, Niagara Falls is where I'm closest to. Yeah, he is very talented. To my knowledge, he's still making art to this day. We kind of fell out of touch, but he was a nice guy. He acted and he did art. Cool dude. Cool dude. Okay, back to it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. The good old tried and true. No, I'm not a human. Fuck it.
What? About Vic's skull.
Thanks for the $2. So when I get worried about, let me just kind of explain this. When I get worried about getting clipped out of context, it's not actual worry. First of all, it's mostly a joke. I don't really care. But when I think about that and like I get onto you guys about it, it's about stuff that's like actually sounds bad. If I say that I have Vic's skull on my table, I just don't think there's a single person in the entire universe who would ever believe that that's true, right? Whereas if someone's just getting to know me and they see me say like that you can call me anything you want, you can call me a child molester, but don't ever call me gay, you know, that's something that someone could conceivably believe, right? It is an unironic thing to say, right? Whereas like genuinely, if I found someone who truly and honestly believed that I had Vic's skull on my desk, I would, I wouldn't even really know how to react. I mean, it's just like, in what world would someone believe that? You know what I mean? So that's not really something I worry about too much. Out of context, it'll be like, what the fuck? How? That's just a joke. I feel like it's so much less bad than like, I mean, take this one for instance, right? Take the bungless post, right? If you want to see something bad, check this out. Blurg, pay attention. Blurg, pay attention. Blurg, pay attention. Okay, you're gonna like this. You can use this to snark me, okay? Yeah, but I'm not gay. I'm just... Here. Yeah, but I'm not gay. I'm just a pedophile, okay? Music's actually really loud. Thank you. Yeah, why is it so loud? That's better. Here. Yeah, but I'm not gay. I'm just a pedophile, okay? Get your fucking facts straight! You can say I molest children all you want, but you better not say that I take it in the ass. That's something I could conceivably worry about somebody, like, potentially actually believing, you know what I mean? And, like, actually having consequences to it. And when I say worry, it's like, it's not really a worry as much as it is just, like, it would be really funny if somebody actually, like, used this as, like, in a hit piece for me. Because it's so easy to, like, debunk, you know what I mean? It's just kind of the running joke, right? That people take me out of context and make me say the worst things possible. I'm sending that to Jimmy. Yeah, please do. Please do. I heavily await Jimmy's reaction. Vic's skull is sitting on a display pillow and I drink small alcohol out of it. Well, that's your problem, not mine. That's your prerogative. All right, anyways. Why do we have this thing about Danganronpa fans? Danganronpa. Okay. That just has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. So, we are finally at this. So, keep in mind that the original document creators essentially made the argument that there was a 5-year age gap between Minitune and Error. A 17-12 age gap. In actuality, this is not true at all. It was a 17-14 age gap. Okay? I cannot seem to find the kinetic hell stream. Maybe I'm just slow though. Do me a favor and DM me right now. Just DM me and say, hey, can you find the kinetic hell stream? And I'll do it after stream, okay? I promise. So yeah, we're finally at this point of doing the Minitune and Error stuff. So before we get into the actual content here, okay? Oopsies, actually accidentally invented 2 years. I know, right? Yeah, it's almost like when you don't get in touch with the actual victim or any of that bullshit, you're gonna get people spreading misinformation, because that's how it goes. You're supposed to actually contact the people involved with the situation before you talk about it, right? That's usually what normal people do, right? All right, so we only got one derail. Let's just do it. Let's do it real quick. Jathis is derail. Okay, so here. This is Jathis' dog. Rock's slapping Rocco. Okay, see this, that's like, he just had to make sure. Had to make sure you know who's boss. Had to make sure you know who's boss, dude. But then Roxy checks in afterwards and it's like, hey, you okay? I listen, I get that I hit hard, okay? I hit hard, you may not be able to handle it, but are you okay? Just wondering. All right, thank you for the derail. I appreciate it. If you want your own, it's only $5 for 5 minutes. So there you go. All right, let's do this. All right, and then after this, we're gonna call in Dark Doom. Mr. Dark Doom is, I think, his name. I'm really bad with names, guys. Really bad with names.
What? Failed Django skull scene.
Thanks for the 5. We'll go over it after. Yeah, we'll go over it after. I can't handle that right now. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. This stream has been taken down. I've been very distracted this stream, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Minitune and the error story. I want to thank you guys for taking your time to read through this doc. I will be giving more context regarding the error story that I covered 4 years ago, and also giving my criticism to the burner account for how they handled the story. We love to see it. I also want to apologize how I handled the interview with Minitune. So this is Dark Doom. Guy, we watched his interview with Minitune last stream, if you don't remember. Not last stream, but the last time we covered this. I should have given more context on the whole situation, but I didn't think it was that deep, since I was going off of what I had and what I was told. I will not go over any other allegations that are against Minitune. I don't know anything about them, and that is Minitune's battle for him to solve if he chooses to. Good work on that one too. Only talk about what you know. Why is my voice cracking so much? Why is my voice cracking so much? Is it because I yelled at the beginning for so long? Dude. Okay. Me when I lie for comedy? What did I lie about? Hi. Look at how cute she is. Okay. All right. I'm a little tipsy. I need to shut up. I'm going to start like being sappy and shit. I need to shut the fuck up. I'm going to start saying shit. I'm going to start being like, oh, look at, okay. All right. I need to stop following my head. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. One last thing. I'm not making this doc to attack Minitune. I'm making it to give context or facts to the situation that was left out. The burner doc. In the burner doc, the way that they handle the error story is very bad, and many YouTubers, including me, have called them out for the way that they handled the situation. In the first screenshot, they claimed that these screenshots are from Minitune to Captain, then later claimed that it's from Captain Minitune, which is the question that I had for burner in DMs that I showed you guys last time. So this is shown to and portrayed as if it is from Minitune to Captain, which would undeniably show that, you know, he knew that the girl was 12. Now, unfortunately, not only have they, I need you to understand how cooked this is. This Captain Jet guy is a guy who actually groomed her, right? That was the whole thing, right? And we'll check in with Dark Doom about this when we talk to him. But as far as I know, that was confirmed, right? This person's a groomer, okay? And so there's 2 things wrong with this screenshot that I want to point out to you guys that may not become immediately obvious on first look. The first issue with it is the fact that, completely incorrect information, as we just talked about. The second issue is the fact that this username is completely redacted. So there's 2 options with that, right? Option 1. They are so malicious that they intentionally tried to make it seem like Minitune was the one saying that message, and that's why they redacted it. Or option 2, they redacted the username of a known predator. Why redact that? Either way, whatever side you choose on that one, you're fucked. What the fuck are you doing? The fuck is wrong with you? You know? The fuck is this? Like, it's insane. And that's a great point from Zeker as well. They use the same color for Captain Jet in their redactions as Dark Doom, which makes it seem like they're the same person. I mean, it's just insane, man. So anyways, the second DM is, the real story. So let's get to the real story. The real story? The first top screenshot is my DM. It's from the interview. I don't know why they claim that this is the screenshot from Captain or Minitune. You can just watch the interview to see it's my DM, and I don't know why they blurred my name out. The second DM is from Captain Jet themselves, talking about how he found the victim's real age and telling Minitune about it. It makes me and other victims from the Captain situation very upset that they chose to blur his name out, even though he is a groomer and a pedophile. So that brings up another good point, and kind of why, personally, it's hard for me not to lean on them being malicious. You know? Think about it like this, guys. Dark Doom, right? He already published these screenshots with no censoring. So they're public already. So why censor them in post? Why censor them in post? Why? How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? Does that make any sense to you guys? If you already have published DMs where you know who said them from a smaller platform, and then you redact it, in my opinion, deceptively, what's the point of that? It doesn't bode well, in my opinion. It doesn't bode well, right? To protect the victims or something, then why'd you protect the groomer, Blurk? You know what I mean? Why are you protecting the groomer? This guy is a definitive groomer. This Captain C guy, or sorry, not Captain C, that's one of our chatters, Jesus. This Captain Jet guy is a definitive groomer. So it's like, why protect him? You know? They must have censored it themselves and therefore saw it wasn't Minitune saying it. Yet they say it was Minitune saying it in the doc. It had to be malicious. I find myself agreeing with that. I'm trying as hard as I can, guys, to be good faith. I'm trying as hard as I can. But come on, what is this? Here, listen, when you put it this way, there's really only two options, right? We're updating our two options. Option one, you did it maliciously. We already know that option. Option two, you looked into this so little, you did so little research on this that you genuinely did not even know that Captain Jet is a groomer. And for that to be true, you would have had to not even really watch the fucking interview and only get the screenshots from it. That's crazy. And even then, in the process, you misidentify it and say that it's Minitune saying it. The fuck is this? Fucking terrible work. Disgraceful. You're fucking pathetic and disgraceful. Disgusting. It's just fucking disgusting. It really is. It's disgusting. There's no other way to put it. It's disgusting. So, you know, and then these are the unredacted screenshots that Dark Doom's showing us here, right? Such bullshit. I also had to make a huge correction since the burner doc claims that Captain Jet was exposed in 2018, which is not true at all. He got exposed in 2021. If I didn't make this correction, it would have made me and Minitune look like we were still friends with Captain Jet, despite him being exposed in 2018 like the doc claims. So this doc that claims to not want to implicate anyone other than Minitune and potentially Moon was essentially implicating Dark Doom as a groomer supporter with its shoddy fucking research. You know what this is? I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna stake a claim that this is entirely malicious, and I know that for a fact, all right? Because, you know, we'll give that good faith. But what I will say is, to me, the way this comes off is someone trying so desperately to get a hit on Minitune, to damage Minitune's career, that he or they or her or whatever they are just shoddily did everything so that it made Minitune look as bad as possible without caring about who else it affected. That is a terrible, terrible sign, ladies and gentlemen. That is a terrible sign. Awful, awful sign. Right? Just fucking, like, it makes me so, mad's not the right word, you know? Mad's not the right word. It makes me so just like, I think the best word would be aghast. Aghast. You know, Jesus, sorry about that. It's rare that we see docs like this that are so maliciously done. Because even if you say these are just errors, these are coincidences, it gets to a point where these line up and there's so many coincidences, there's so many errors, there's so many mistakes here. It is very difficult to believe that these are unintentional, right? It's very difficult for me to believe that. And they didn't even fix the errors, too. Disgusting. Disgusting. Disgusting shit, dude. Like, let me say it like this. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. Hold on. Hold on, guys. We gotta do this. Give that some love, guys. Give that some love. Wait, did that even work? Yeah, it did. Cool. Give that some love. Give that some love so it gets their attention. Either these people are totally inept and no one should listen to them at all, or it's malicious. Either way, it's really bad. I mean, that's the funny thing about it. Either they're completely inept and no one should listen to them, or they're completely malicious and no one should listen to them. Either way, the output is still the same. No one should listen to them, right? Like, it's just so insane to me. Okay, anyways, let's keep on going. It just made me mad, man. It makes me mad. It makes me mad to see someone innocent, too. Like, someone who's not even getting accused of anything kind of being brought into this like Dark Doom has been. It makes me pissed off. It pisses me off. Well, Zeker, it's been longer than that because I told them about the error when it came to Captain C over 6 days ago. I told them about that over 6 days ago, Zeker. They still haven't done it to this day. What is that? That's crazy. It's disgusting, you know? I mean, that's why I say this, right? Like, I mean, mind explaining why you haven't rectified any of the blatant spelling mistake, or sorry, it's not spelling, blatant mistakes, errors, and misinformation in your document. It's honestly getting to a point where it's kind of disgusting. Do you even care about the truth? You have time to respond to tweets all day. How about giving the facts some attention, motherfuckers? What is this? You know? It's such bullshit. Thank you so much, Plants, for the 5.
Still in DMS cowboy hat face.
Thank you. Like, it's disgusting. It's just disgusting. Like, I hope that all of you feel disgusted about this too. Because guess what? If you ever became a successful creator, if you ever became successful at your craft in terms of like entertainment on the internet, this could happen to you too. This is just as much a threat to you and to me as it is to anyone like this, as it is to Minitune, as it is to anyone. This is why we have to fight against this stuff, guys. Because this is a threat to everyone. And not only that, but this stuff, this kind of stuff, makes it so that people don't listen to actual victims of pedophilia, actual victims of rape. People do not listen to victims because of people like this. If that doesn't disgust you, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't. It should horrify you. Like, it makes me a little emotional, man. Because it's like, I care very deeply about justice, you know? I do. I think that bad people need to get what's coming to them. I think that good people need to not get falsely accused, you know? It's just, it's fucked. It's fucked. Can I get an amen? Like Speed Racer said, you know? I mean, it's just so disgusting. I'm sorry I can't get over it. It's just like, it just shocks me, man. It's disgusting. You need to have evidence and not just blindly believe stories because evil people will do this stuff. It's not fair to those who have actually been hurt without proof. Preach. Preach. So, as Dark Doom said, he had to make a correction. So let's see his correction. I want no part of this, but I will fact check. Captain Jet did not get exposed in 2018. He got officially exposed in 2021. I have no idea where they're getting 2018 unless I missed something, but it was 2021. Here's the exposed video that I made. Malicious people who make documents like this only serve actual predators, in my opinion. Completely agreed. Completely agreed, Blurg. You are on the money with that one. You're on the fucking money, right? You're on the fucking money. Your autistic passion for truth is one of the things that made me a fan. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's listen. It's the one benefit of an actual like mental fucking disability that I have, okay? Like I have a form. If you don't know this yet, okay? If you ever wonder why I get so like pissed off and angry and like into these things, it's because I have a lesser like it's a rare form of OCD called scrupulosity. Okay, and scrupulosity can be complicated. It can take many forms. It can be personal. It can be interpersonal. It can be kind of global kind of thing. But in essence, what scrupulosity is just, it's an obsession, like a distinct obsession with like justice and truth. That is something that has always been a thing for me. Like from a young age, it's been a huge thing for me. Fairness and justice. And it's a huge part of what attracted me to commentary in the first place, is this quest for the truth when no one will listen to it, right? When the majority of people think the other way, telling the truth. I think that's so important. And, I mean, like, I'm not like a mental case. I'm not a basket case. Like, I'm way better than I used to be with it. I used to be really bad. It used to be really bad. But these days, like, it just kind of aids me in terms of, I just get, if anything, the only quirk that it gives me is I just get more pissed off than most people about stuff like this. So, schleppilosity. So true. I get so riled up about stuff like this. I really like seeing people who have a strong sense of justice like I do. What attracted you to philosophy? I'm trying to decide if I want to honestly answer this. And by that, I mean either answer it or not. Because if I'm not going to be honest about it, I just wouldn't answer. But the answer is pretty personal. Let me put it this way. I'll be honest. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a little personal and honest. Especially with stuff that's already been public previously. So my, if you know, I've talked about it publicly before. I don't really feel like getting into detail about it now. But one of my family members has borderline personality disorder, and I didn't understand that when I was a kid. And so I didn't understand the nature of it. I didn't understand what it was like. I didn't understand what it entailed. And as a result of it, I wanted to figure out how people thought and like how people think. And because of that, I became very interested in abnormal psychology as well as philosophy, which is just the study of thought. For a while, I was obsessed with like trying to make that person better, And the good news is they got better on their own, and they're better now, and things are better now. Things are good now. But at the time, that was my motivator. Yeah. So I think it's important to be honest. I don't think there's any shame in just kind of admitting your life circumstances and kind of, showing your sleeve to people. I think that's really important. And, I think there's a fine line between getting too personal and just being honest and kind of showing people that they don't need to be scared or embarrassed about their own past with similar stuff. So that's ultimately what made me decide to kind of just be honest about that. So, yeah. Anyways, enough about me. Sorry. So Burner Document immediately responds to this and says, that was a mistake on our end. Apologies. It's been fixed. Great. Himpleton, me, another YouTuber, messaged the Burner account to get some clarification, and they claim that it is the writer's fault for the errors, and they don't know much about the error story. So I say, yeah, I know you never called it fake. Well, if I have any questions as I'm going, I'll let you know. I'll read through all of it soon on my own. All right, feel free to ask if you do have any more questions. Hey, on page 10, you say that the DMs are from Minitune to groomer. Why would Minitune refer to himself in the third person? Why would you censor the username if it's from Minitune? This is the writer's fault. What it should have said is that Minitune DM'd this to, or Captain DM'd this to Minitune rather than the other way around. Outside of Era's testimony, is there any actual evidence that Minitune continued dating them after finding out her age? As of right now, we're not too sure, as many things regarding the specific part of the situation aren't the most well documented. We do believe that there are some additional testimonies, but we'll have to do some digging. we'll update you if we find anything. AKA, if you want to translate that, nope, we have no evidence. My response after seeing these messages. Funnily enough, they never messaged me. And now remember, guys, that Dark Doom is the guy who made the video about Captain Jet. This guy is very equipped to talk about error in Minitune. He's literally had an interview with Minitune about the error stuff that was included in the document, and they never fucking contacted him. What the fuck? But guess what, guys? After this document was posted, they contacted him. Shameful. You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. The fuck is wrong with you? So they never messaged me. I don't really want to be involved, but if I have to, I will by DMs or call. I just don't understand why they would include the situation and then claim that they don't have much info on it when they can legit message me. Lol. Agreed. I just don't understand why they would include this story at all without fact checking or messaging me about it for more clarification. Either this story or situation, thank you Spark Crystal for becoming a member, I appreciate it, was poorly written because of the lack of clarification, or it was purposefully made to smear Minitune's reputation. Either way, I'm still very disappointed with how they handled this story and made up lies with no backing. By the way, the quote-unquote writer's fault thing is so stupid. They can easily fix that error, but they still haven't. They still haven't! You can check their doc right now and it's still not fixed, even when they got called out for it. Don't forget about the document tabs on the left. The doc continues. Context and extra context. If you're new and don't know much about the whole situation between Captain Jet and Minitune, I recommend watching the Captain Jet Rise and Fall and the Minitune interview to get more context about what we'll be going over. So we're not going to watch the Captain Jet thing today, but we already saw the Minitune interview, and Dark Doom can give us kind of a TLDR on the Captain Jet stuff. That's fine. I'm going to go over some DMs real quickly and give context with what was left out. This was a DM conversation between Captain Jet and Minitune regarding error and her lying about her age. She was not 12 at all. She was doing that as a joke to Captain Jet, who took it and used it against her when her and Minitune were together. So this is essentially the reframe here. The actual framing that we know now from Dark Doom is that Captain Jet was using this as an opportunity to make Minitune feel like he was a pedophile to stop dating Error. In actuality, it was only a 3-year age gap. But he was using this joke of her saying that she was 12 to try to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be dating her, because I did. And I'm a groomer. Like, Jesus Christ. Using someone's evidence for malicious reasons and not even reaching out to that person is so fucked. Completely agreed. Like, it's diabolical, truly. The person texting was clearly the writer. They just want to act like they aren't and want to put blame onto someone else. That's how it feels. That's how it feels, and we'll get into it a little bit later. So you won't see me saying anything because I VC her with her most of the time. I see a light. What? What if I was 11 and just turned 12? Would you break up? Why is that? Okay, I can promise you I wasn't 10. I'm 8. Ha ha ha. JK. I wouldn't even have boobs. OMG. Yed. Yes. Honestly, I thought you would break up, but you answered what you would do. If I was 11, would you leave me? Okay. FYI, I got my good stuff at 10. I did. That's when I got my first period. Okay, I don't need to know any of that stuff. I don't really want to read that. Because it was on my birthday. Wait, no, why are we still talking about that? I don't want to hear about that. So, and then Minitune says, my next question is about you saying you were flirting with her to pull her away from me. I'm aware that Error's probably told you that I dirty talked her or something recently. If what you were saying is true and she really is 12, wouldn't flirting with her make you look bad? I don't recall. I have to ask her sometime. Yes, but the difference is she lied about her age and is now on with you. I wasn't aware on what I signed up for. Doesn't it make you look bad if you're dating a 12-year-old? Not if I'm not aware of it, though. Yes, same goes for me, as I wasn't aware until 6 months later, so I'm pretty much justified. But I'm talking about recently. Wouldn't it have been better to talk to me about it before resorting to talking dirty to what you thought was a 12-year-old? I added a little bit, but that's still the same what he's saying. Yes, but I was afraid that I wouldn't be convinced at that point since she lies a lot. Or sorry, that you wouldn't be convinced at that point. You know, I didn't think you'd be convinced, so I had to sext what I thought was a 12-year-old, guys. I'm really just trying to save you the heartache by sexting the 12-year-old child. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. Okay. So I guess it was a way to get your attention. So, what other questions do you have? From my point of view, though, I'm sure you can see why I only saw a repetition of the case with Sophie. By trying to get the person I'm dating to cheat on me. rather than trying to pull her away from me, as you say. Captain responds, yes, it is rather how I ended up, or how it is ending up, which I am sorry for on that part. But I do have evidence of her cheating on me multiple times. Your choice, keep her, take not of her, or leave her. I'm just giving you a gentle reminder, because you've been going around people's DMs asking questions. So here I am, ready to answer them for you. Gee, the pedo wrote the document, didn't they? That would be crazy. That would be crazy, dude. I'm holding back so hard right now. Captain is a terrible, disgusting freak. Well, don't worry. You're going to get... Listen, Dark Dune, I'm going to give you your soapbox, buddy. I'm going to give you your soapbox to tell us all about it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, bud. All right. Sorry? Who have I asked? Neither do I. The drama is irrelevant and pointless. No benefits to a negative relationship. You should try to resolve things there if you can.
TBH, it is resolved. But if she keeps hiding stuff from you, if I'm her friend, I don't want her to be worried about it. Because she unfriended me like... Sorry, hiccups. Because she unfriended me like 3 times now. Even on Roblox. So, I'm just done with that.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll prove to myself your concerns that you've shared. Rich coming from the guy who paid me 600,000 Robux just to stay as his friend. Also, what he's saying is not true. It's just more lies.
Dude, she did give Minitune access to her account. She just called me a liar. I called her a gold digger. I fucking knew it, dude.
I will be providing more context with this DM. I was trying to use it to give more context during the interview with Minitune, and that was a response from Error. But all I did was make the situation even more confusing, and I do take responsibility for that, which I appreciate. That's $3,000 worth of money? This guy's a fucking freak. This guy's a fucking freak. Okay. And so we've already seen this set of DMs, but I'll read it again for clarity. And like I told Minnie the 12 thing, like when I said that to him, that's when he said why we broke up. It was a joke. We never officially broke up because it was right after Captain messaged him and stuff. So y'all stayed together? Mr. Dark Doom says. Afterwards, yes, because I told him the actual age. Now notice that part of it, the actual age, which already implies that 12 isn't their actual age. Wow, it's almost like if you do a little research yourself or just have any sense of nuance, you can kind of figure this out, right? And we discussed the laws and stuff, found out it wasn't illegal, and yeah, the reason he broke up with me is because he told me he was aromantic. And then Dark Doom says, you were 12? Error responds, no, I was older when we met and dated and stuff. Minitune or Cap? Minnie, okay. I was 14 and it was close to my birthday, and like I've said before, Romeo laws. So nothing illegal. Huh, gotcha, my mistake. And like, I told Minnie the 12 thing, like when I said that to him. And so that's the extra context, guys. That's the DMs that we already read, right? So above this, right here, back in 2022, clarifies that she was 14, right? Don't forget about the document tabs on the left, and the doc continues, Minitune and Error, the real truth. It's time for the real truth. I will now be showing DMs between Minitune and Error, and also showing some extra DMs as well. Error asking Minitune's age almost a year before they got together. Extra context, this was also during the time that Cap was grooming and sexting her. 2018. Ah, so how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, I don't mind. I'm 16. I wouldn't suggest you telling me your age, considering the dangers of posting it online. This is where Error confesses her feelings towards Minitune, and Minitune expressing how much they liked Error in 2019. When Minitune would have been 17, she would have been 14. And then Error says, I'm starting to get a bit of feelings for you. Minitune responds, I'm flattered, but I think I might be too old for you. I'm 17. How old I am? No, I wouldn't ask because that's asking for personal information. I wouldn't mind telling you. I trust you. Well, only if you trust me enough, Minitune says. Error says, I'm comfortable with telling you if you want to know. I want to, but I really don't want to take any personal info away from you because of security reasons. As long as you honestly trust me, though. I do trust you. Then yes, I'd like to know. I'm 14, almost 15. So it wasn't even a full 3-year age gap from what I'm seeing. It seems more like it was like, oh, okay, so it's nearly 3 years. Okay, as we're seeing. Oh, 15 this year? January. Oh, same. So it was nearly 3 years, nearly a 3-year age gap. Gotcha. I have a question. Yes, Error says. How would your family react if they found out you were dating a 17-year-old? Out of curiosity. Not sure. I don't really share that kind of stuff with them, though. What if we explored these feelings for each other and eventually get to the point where you had to? Would know when the time came? Why those questions? I was just wondering, Minitune says. You don't have to answer this if you don't wanna, but do you have feelings for me? I'm unsure, says Minitune. I'm like on the fence. Where it's frickin' sharp to sit on and it hurts, but I don't know which side to jump on. Alright, that's cheeseball as fuck, it's fine. How much do you care for me? Error says. More than most of my friends. Why is that? Appalling. Appalling? Fascinating. Breathtaking. Especially how fast I felt this way. That's not what I learned it means. Maybe I used the wrong word. I think he meant appealing, guys. But that's okay. Hee hee. Do you ever talk to anyone this much? Error says. Never, actually. Why is that? Don't know who I can really open up to. Do you feel like you can tell me anything? Again from Error. Yeah, I do. Why is that? You're one of the most trusted people I know. I'm one of your most trusted? Yeah. Feel like you'd trust me with anything? Definitely, Error says. Smiley face. Then this one starts out from Error. What kind of cuddling do you like? Spooning, the girl laying on the guy's chest, or what? Probably spooning, 'cause hugs, tight hugs. But is it close ones? What do you mean? Minitune says. Like, the other person is super close while spooning. Well, yes, because then I'd have a tight hug on them and they couldn't escape from it. Sorry, my hormones are acting up right now. Okay. It's weird. Okay. It's fine, I don't mind. Mine are acting up too. Really? Mm-hmm. Do you mind if well, I'm gonna do a deeper voice for Minitune and a higher voice for Error so that it's a little bit easier for you guys to understand who's who. Question mark. This is where they began to role play from Minitune. It's really stupid. Tell me, could I hug you really, really tightly? Sorry if it sounds bad. Sure. I just want to satisfy my hormones. Okay, back off of that weird shit. That's a little weird, man. It's a little weird. Damn hormones. True. It's a little odd. Really? Yeah, you can. Hug super tightly and doesn't let go. Holds tightly. Thank you. I really enjoyed that. Okay, whatever, dude. Me too. Hugs you tightly again. Holds and kisses cheek. Kisses your cheek back. Holds tighter. Holds you as well, not letting go. Gets as close as possible. Pecks another kiss on your cheek. Kisses. Kisses you back. Blushes. Is that good? I'm sorry for the kiss. Hey, listen. Kisses again. Don't worry about it. You kissed me again? I don't know what you did to me, but damn. I know what side of the fence I'm on now. Okay, dude, come on. Does this like cheese ass Riz work? I mean, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Like, my God, this is cringe. It's fine. It's fine. Jesus. Wow, this is so romantic. Fuck off, plants. Fuck off. Jesus Christ. God. Man, what 17-year-old types like this? I don't know. I don't know. Well, actually, I'll answer that because of the previous Minitoon stream. We actually do know. Someone who is severely sheltered and has autism. That's the kind of 17-year-old that types this. Someone who is severely sheltered and has autism. That's the kind. Smiley face. The furthest side from you. JK, JK. Cheeky little joke. Lol. I think I like you a lot. I could tell. My heart right now. Holy. I don't know what the hell you did, but holy. I think I'm in love. Extra context. This is where Captain Jet's DMs finally come into play. He messages in Minitune and claims that Era was 12 years old and lied about her age. What really happened is that Era was making a joke about her age to Captain, and Captain was using her joke against her. She was 13 when Captain was sexting and grooming her, and she was 14 when her and Minitune got together. But Captain was trying to twist this into something way worse. Captain knew her real age, but didn't care. Holds you tightly as I kiss you more deeply. Pulls you very close and keeps feeling you. Keeps kissing you more and more. Pulls you on top of me. Blushes and starts kissing your lips. Kisses back. Sorry, baby. I gotta go walk my dogs now. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Frowny face. Please tell me when you're back. Back. And Captain messaged me. What did he say? Let's talk, shall we? I feel like you're losing feelings. Or I might be. That was 11 days after, or 12 days after that message that we already read. Is that what you wanted me to say? Or sorry, is that what you wanted to say? Is it because of me? No, not because of you. Why? I don't know. I'm sorry.
it's my fault. It doesn't help that my Wi-Fi is actual trash either.
Babe, it's not your fault.
What if you lose feelings for me entirely?
Then I guess we'll have to break up. I mean, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, you're right.
Baby, are you okay?
Not really. If we leave each other, what if it'll be too awkward to even be friends?
Let's not think of that.
I guess you're right.
I'm just getting a little bored of everything. I feel like it's just repeating every day.
God, can I be honest? Can I just be so honest with you? That one hit me like an existential crisis right there.
Let me nerd out for a second, and then we'll get back to it. Let me nerd out for a second. One of the things that kept me in philosophy, because I told you what got me into it. So let me tell you what kept me in it. One of the things that kept me in philosophy is so gate-kept. You know what I mean? It's so gate-kept. And it's gate-kept to people who have a sense of academia, which doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You don't need to know about anything to know philosophy. You don't. That's what's so cool about it. That's what's so cool about it. You don't need to know anything. And I became obsessed when I was looking into philosophy with making things as simple as possible. And a little bit of a lore drop, guys, but that's actually where my name comes from. My original YouTube username. My original YouTube username was Simpleton. And it was a double entendre because the entire point of it was so not only do I not take myself too seriously, so it's like, oh, I'm a simpleton, I'm an idiot, haha. But also it was something of, I explain a ton of things very simply, simple ton, right? And I think it's so important to like have these things that you can just, I think with all philosophy, you can explain it in an extremely simple way. So I became very obsessed with these like statements that would be just very simple, just like anyone could understand it. But because of that, because of how simple it is, because you don't have to do any work to understand it, it is so impactful. You know what I mean? It just hits you. It hits you, you know? And, that's how I feel about that one. I feel like it's just repeating every day. I don't know. Just feels, it's like this profound thing. You know what I mean? Feels very profound. I like stuff like that. That shit hits hard. Sorry about that. Off my soapbox.
Does it feel like a chore to be with me?
No?
Honest?
Yes.
I really don't want to bore you.
Then, 4 weeks later, Minitune says,
Same. Soon though, I'll visit you when you're 18.
That's so far away.
I know, but it could be further if I were waiting for you.
Haha. I don't know, do you want to meet earlier than 18?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Why wouldn't I take the chance to meet the woman of my dreams earlier than planned?
Sure. Thank you, niece, for subscribing. So a month and a half later, Minitune says,
I'm sorry, but I've lost my feelings. I realize that my life is not where I want it to be when I'm with someone else. I'm a romantic. I discovered that when I took time offline. I don't have much interest in love. I say kind things and I want to help people out, but there's only so much I can do for someone. I'm happier when I'm alone, and I hope you can understand that. I'm totally down to be your friend, but I realize that my life yearns for something more than love. I want to help, but I can't love. And it's not because I'm not capable of loving, but it's because my definition of love is different than yours. Mine is caring deeply about others and ensuring they're happy. That's what love is to me. So I still love you, but I don't want to date you anymore. I'm sorry, but my life has brought me to a path where I have to take control of my own decisions and say it once and for all.
I did make you happy though, right?
Yeah, of course you did. And loving you wasn't the problem. It was just the fact it didn't seem right for me to love. I'm asexual and I'm aromantic. Being in a relationship made me learn that. A friendship.
So then this is 2 months later. No, how about we sometimes hug and cuddle? And then just spend time together and stuff.
I said no. I can't do it.
Please, can we just try it for one day and see? Just one day.
We've done it before.
That was before this happened. And the whole prank thing happened.
What prank thing?
The age prank I did on you, remember?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, that's when that happened. But this is different. But can we try it for one more day? No, we can't. Please, one day? Just one day. So yeah, it seems like at the end it was pretty one-sided there. And you guys are calling, like, these people are calling this grooming? Are we serious? Apparently Burners responded to me, so let's see. Pathetic. Fucking pathetic. Let me go back to my original thing here. Wait, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Hold on. I have a response to this. So I said, mind at least responding to this publicly before your edits come out. It's been almost a week since errors were pointed out to you publicly, by the way. So, pathetic behavior. Pathetic fucking behavior, dude. Pathetic. All right, so let's see extra DMs here. Me and Minitune after the interview. Hold on, do I need to zoom out a little bit? There you go. There you go, there you go, there you go. All right, there it is. So Era is now reacting to the interview, and here's her response to you, saying that you two broke up after her lying about her age to you. I thought that she backtracked on her actual age, and we discussed the laws on her fake age, but I can't remember. I guess if it was legal either way, there's no issue, but still. I'll have to ask her about the age prank thing, since that confused me. I mean, I was wrong about the age. You dated her when she was 14, close to her birthday, meaning that for where you lived at, she was close enough to passing to the age of consent law. Oh, I see. To this day, I'm still aromantic as well. Haven't really had an interest in love, and I'm happy you're like this. Era revealing her age to Captain, 2018. How old are you? Or, sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
Lol.
My B-day is blank.
Neat.
I've been playing Roblox for a year and a half. I didn't even know Roblox was a thing until YouTube. I just saw a vid about Roblox and it looked cool.
I saw my younger brother playing Roblox when I was almost 13. I decided to give it a try and I suddenly got addicted to it.
Got any more questions?
Yeah, actually. Have you ever been wet?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what a real groomer looks like. There's a real groomer. Right there. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. There's a groomer. That's what grooming behavior looks like, guys. That's grooming behavior. Yeah, lol.
What's your fetish?
I actually don't even know. What about you?
Honestly, I don't know, but I'm into getting dominated.
And then this is one of Captain Jet's friends talking to Air. Cap hates
Minitune. That's why he doesn't want to get with him, want you with him.
But Minitune already had some girlfriends and he broke up with all of them. It's gonna happen again. Hopefully you and Cap can be friends again. He told me, and you gave Minitune your account.
I didn't give Minitune my account.
Captain told me. He bought you OBC with PayPal.
As a gift.
Also, are you actually dating Minitune?
Yep.
DM me while I play Castle Miner Z again. And why?
Why what?
Is it because it gives you free items?
No, that's not it.
You sure?
I'm not a gold digger.
Then why did Captain tell me that?
He's mad at me right now.
He blocked you and then he added you as a friend.
And then shows a screenshot from Captain saying,
Ever also unfriended me once again. I bet you, Minnie told her too.
And he didn't tell me anything. To do anything.
What? So, you did tell Minnie?
That's not what I'm saying. He's saying that Minnie made me unfriend him, which he didn't.
The only way that Cap will talk to you or be friends with you is if you break up with Minnie. That's what Captain said.
So manipulative, guys. Insane. What is that? And honestly, in my opinion, unless we find out more information about this friend, I don't think there's any reason to censor him. I don't think he deserves to get censored. He's participating in this manipulation. Like, this is crazy. What a manipulative thing to say. Captain won't be friends with you unless you break up with your boyfriend. Jesus Christ. The fuck is that?
Cap does not want you anymore. He's done. So you and Cap will no longer be friends.
Jesus Christ. Fucking disgusting freak. Disgusting freak. Captain using Minitune error against Minitune. So I'm assuming this is Cap and Dark Doom here.
Do you have feelings for her?
Yes.
Yeah, I know it.
Explains why I do not act weird around her. Me and her were hanging out the past 2 days and such.
Switching a girl for the next, lol.
Me and her did some shit that is too far. I'll explain it later, but this means we were able to meet up in real life, and if I date her and meet her as well, I'm serious.
You can explain it when we're alone.
You will need to tell me if what I did with her is fucked up, which is why Minnie was concerned. Me and her lied to Minnie and played him.
When we're alone, for sure.
Alright, I hope you understand.
End. You've reached the end, and I want to give you the missing context and facts that were 100% needed. I will admit, I really messed up this whole situation, and I feel like I did more damage unintentionally. And I mean, if I do another drama coverage again, I will make sure I give every single context and fact, not assume that it's a big deal or that it's not that deep. I know people might ask the question, but you said you didn't want to be involved. That's true. It just started as me gathering some proof, but after investigating the situation again, I realized there's so much context, facts missing that I had to make a doc, plus the terrible handling of the story done by the burner account. If I can say one last thing though, if I ever take one thing I learned from making this doc, is that Captain is one of the worst, most disgusting people I have ever met. Fair enough, dude. Talk your shit. So Dark says, Violet and Zoid may have done bad things, but fame and money, you know, how arguments we had. Now think about if we had never done any of it.
Look what it did to me. Makes me greedy and feeling worshipped. That's insane.
Captain Kirk is the person being his sex slave. He tried to make me do that, but I refused. I didn't want that, but that's what he was doing with that person, making them his sex slave. By the way, guys, Captain Jet, this Captain Jet guy who we saw earlier with this, have you ever been wet? What are your fetishes? Immediately after finding out they're 13. That is the person that these people who made this document decided to censor. They censored this person, but they didn't censor Minitune. Does that feel okay to you guys? Does that feel okay at all? At all? It's fucking disgusting. Disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Do you think they may be working with the groomer? I don't know, to be honest. Let's see if they responded to my second message here. Nope. Fucking disgusting behavior. Alright. Let's see if Dark Doom's ready. Alright. Alrighty, Mr. Dark Doom, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Definitely didn't cringe really hard.
Yeah, at all those messages?
Yeah, I was trying so hard not to cringe, but I just couldn't help it.
Oh, no, I can't blame you, dude. Like, I mean, it's rough. It's certainly rough.
Yeah.
So, what I was thinking that you could do for us is, first off, just kind of give me like a TLDR and the audience a TLDR. Like, I know you made your video. We'll plug your video because it's, you know, I've seen part of it. Seems like it's good. But would you mind giving any audience members who haven't seen the video kind of just a TLDR of like Captain Jet?
All right. So Captain basically was a developer. He was a developer for SCP NTF Mod, which is how him and Minitune even met up in the first place. He had a Discord server, about 2,000 members in it, and me and Captain, we go really far back. We go like 2014 and all that stuff. But yeah, so he was running an NTF game. He also made a JoJo game. He was basically a big developer. Okay. Pretty much, we didn't know anything about Captain being a groomer or pedo until 2021 when he was exposed in one of his Discord servers when he made his status saying that he loved this 15-year-old, and this 15-year-old made their status saying that they loved Captain. They both made their Discord status saying that they love each other.
And how old was he at the time?
He was about 20, 21.
Okay.
I know, it's
That's
insane.
already just like insanely cooked. Okay.
And by the way, that was the third victim, by the way.
Oh my god. Okay, so like this
yeah.
guy has like a long storied history of like victimizing.
Oh yeah. The first victim was during the I don't know if you'll know this guy, because I know Ruben exposed him. So let me mention his name and see if it rings a bell. Zuiberg 656. Do you know who he is?
I've definitely heard the name. Don't know the lore.
He's a furry inflation artist.
God, lovely. Lovely.
Yeah. He made a game called The Border, and The Border is the game that me and Captain made a group. based on the game.
Okay.
And we had a Discord server where Zooey, had his freaking flurry inflation art, and he got bullied out of his own Discord server, which that was funny. Yeah, they bullied him so bad that he just left his own Discord.
That's insane.
Now,
okay.
Yeah. So the first victim, which I'm not gonna really say their name, but
Sure.
they were saying that Captain groomed them. Now, the problem with the first victim is that they didn't really post any evidence or anything, and we just didn't have anything to go off of.
Sure. It was mostly testimony.
Yeah,
or like
it was
all testimony, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay.
And we just had nothing to go off of, so that's why we kind of just pushed it to the side.
Sure.
Then you had the error one, which we didn't know about that until 2021, and then we have this one.
So error was the second.
Yes, second. And then
and how old was Captain when the error stuff happened?
17 to 18.
Okay, so it was 13, 17/18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow, that's cooked. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then you got third one, which I'll say their name is Angela. They were like I said, 15, and Captain was about in his 20s, 20, 21. And don't take my word for this. Apparently there was a fourth victim, and he was cheating on Angela with another minor, apparently. And that's what I've heard from Angela. She told me that
this guy is awful. This guy's fucking awful, dude. Okay.
And would you believe me? He paid 600,000 Robux to me just for me to stay his friend.
Oh, I 100% believe that. People have pulled that shit with Vic all the time, dude. Like weird pedophile freaks. Yeah, that shit happens.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. Yeah.
So, and when they found out about it, now me and Captain, we've been unfriended because we did not get along. We unfriended each other because he's a prick. He's egotistical as hell and greedy. Basically, I wasn't aware about this whole thing until I woke up in the morning, and one of my friends who was part of the investigation team messaged me, told me, hey, you need to look at this and join the Discord server because Captain is being exposed as a pedophile. And I ended up joining, and one of the animators that I am still friends with to this day gave admin permissions to one of his friends, and he starts deleting all of the channels and left one open, and he announced to everybody that Captain was a pedo and he was dating a minor, and Captain immediately deleted that server after that was exposed.
Sure.
And Captain then went to his MTF Discord and had it locked down to keep people from finding out about this. And he even had like a private emergency call where he was explaining to people, oh yeah, they were lied about their age, and Angela, I just like them and everything, it's not that big of a deal, blah blah. And by the way, I'm being kicked out of my house, I'm losing money and blah blah. It's oh my god. So eventually we confronted him privately, and we presented how this was wrong and how he's a pedophile and a groomer. You know what his only response is?
What?
Am I not allowed to love someone? That was his only response.
What the fuck? It's like, am I not allowed to love someone? Not a child, maybe.
Exactly.
That's a good start, right? It's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I have that DM. Let me see. Do you mind if I look for it and see?
Yeah,
if
go
I
for
have
it.
Okay, let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. I found it instantly because I went through. I have a group chat with the investigation team, and we literally named it Yuck because here you go.
Let me pull that up. Oh, this is so fucking cooked, dude. What the fuck, dude? Like, what is this?
Am I not allowed to love someone?
Yeah, I mean, probably not somebody you have a fucking 5-year age gap with. It's 5 to 6 years. I mean, that is just like, yeah, probably not, actually.
Yeah, it's
law says no, Captain. Sorry.
It shocked all of us when he just said that. Like,
no, I'm sure. I mean, especially as somebody who is friends with this guy. I mean, I'm sure that like I've had a similar scenario take place where I was friends with somebody online, and like they were on my streams and stuff like that, and it turned out that they were a pedophile. And dude, it fucking sucks to find that shit out. You feel so fucking dirty. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, oh, did I support this person? You know what I mean? It sucks.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing. Yeah.
And you know, and I'm gonna say this, you know, back when me and Captain were friends back in 2014, he was not like this. You know, he wasn't like this at all. He was, you know, chill, you know, good guy to talk to and everything. And then we met Zooey Burke 656, and then just all fell apart. Because Zooey, and I'm not gonna say this because I feel like it's a really bad take from me if I say this, but I'm not gonna say Zooey made Captain into a pedophile, but he gave the ingredients for Captain to be a pedophile. Because, you know, in that DM that you read at the very end of the doc, he literally said that him hanging out with Zooey not only made him feel greedy, but feel worshipped. Which, like I said, that's my God, this dude.
That's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah, very insane.
So, completely sick individual, really fucked up, needs to, you know, obviously be held accountable for his actions. So, you know, we kind of, through your document, because, you know, you did a good job with it, I think we kind of see where, you know, Minitune comes in, and then him and Error end up dating, blah, blah, blah. You know, Captain tries to take advantage of this and tries to kind of tear them apart in a very malicious way, very manipulative kind of thing.
Yeah, it's because he was mad at Error. He hates Minitune. Even to this day, I have no idea why he hates Minitune. I do not know why. It might have been because Minitune is more successful. You know, it could be that, or I just don't know. But yeah, he hates Minitune. So he tried to, you know, basically use Error against Minitune. When that failed, then he tries to make lies about Minitune and claiming a bunch of ridiculous things I've ever seen with no backing, no proof or anything. He was just saying, oh, Minitune, look at him. He dated these women. They're underage and he paid them off. That's why they're silent, not speaking out about it. It's like, my God, man. I don't know. That's just how Captain became, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And on the interview, when I conducted the interview with Captain, you know, and I was trying to get him to realize that what he did was wrong. And instead of saying that, you know, he was 100% wrong, he said not only was he in the wrong, but he said that the victims that he dated were also in the wrong. Yeah.
It's literally what EDP said in the fucking documentary.
Exactly.
It's literally EDP logic. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's like a deeply sick individual, clearly.
Yeah, he was like, yep, it's their fault for dating me. They knew what they were going into. That's their fault. And I'm like, just sitting there like wanting to bash my head on a keyboard. Like, are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, fair.
Yeah.
So all that happens, you know, they end up breaking up. I mean, from all of the DMs that we saw between Minitune and Error, I was not getting any sense of grooming. Now, obviously, in a perfect world, thank you, Dickers, for the raid. We're talking about the Minitune situation for anyone who is joining now. I really appreciate the raid. Okay. Did you only get access to those DMs, or were you ever given access to like the whole archive? Or was it just one of those things where it was like you kind of only got that handful that, I guess, was it Error gave you that, or how did that work?
Error is the one that gave me the DMs.
Okay.
Yeah, I asked if she had like more DMs so I can give context on the situation, and she understood what I was talking about, and she provided those DMs.
Okay. Just to give a little bit more context. Okay. And you know, let me put it, did you ever ask Error if they felt like it was grooming?
I didn't ask, but they said, let me see if I can read through DMs, because I'm pretty sure they told me that they felt like Minitune did nothing wrong in this entire situation. Like, she felt like Minitune was the nicest that he can be, and he handled the situation well with their relationship. I'm trying to see if I can find it. I don't know if I could find it. Captain stuff. I don't think I could find it. But I know that's what they said. They did tell me that, you know, they didn't believe Minitune did anything wrong.
Okay. From all impressions that you got, you also didn't get that sense either, correct?
No, I don't think it's. That's why.
Because I didn't either, to be clear.
Yeah, that's why during the interview I didn't like do much with it, because I'm like, this is nothing. I just don't see it as deep. Don't see it as deep. I just didn't see it as a big deal.
Seemed just like a relationship, if
yeah,
anything.
Just seemed like a relationship that basically fell off very quickly.
Yeah. And I just never got any sense of any like kind of manipulation. I didn't get any sense of anything like that. Whereas with you see a real groomer, you know what I mean? You see a real groomer, like somebody like this Captain Jet guy, right? And it is almost immediate. You know what I mean? Like it's very soon that they just start like introducing these sexual topics, and they're immediately prying for sexual information. Almost very soon after finding out that she was 13 at the time, right? So it's like, you know, it's very, very different the way that those two things play out. You see Minitune being very respectful, you know, like really thinking about it, trying to figure out what he wants to do before he does anything, versus, you know, Captain, who just comes kind of charging in there and almost immediately is like, have you ever been wet? What are your fetishes? Like that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Yeah, your reaction to that was the best, I'm not going to lie.
Dude, I mean, just like, let me ask you this. What was your reaction to seeing the doc makers who are trying to like frame Minitune as this like disgusting, terrible person groomer? What was your reaction to seeing them censor the name of an actual down to rights, like fucked up groomer pedo kind of person? What was your reaction when you first saw that?
Oh, I was mad. And the thing is, you know, I'm not very good at reading docs, so I just kind of skimmed through it. I didn't notice until I watched your stream when you were going through the doc. And when I noticed that, I was like, wait a minute, is that the Captain DM that they blurred? And I saw it, and I'm like, are you joking me? And they're claiming that this is Minitune? Like, at this point, like, Minitune should just throw a freaking lawsuit at them. Like, they deserve it, because you're comparing Minitune to a groomer.
Well, and you're protecting that guy too.
Exactly.
That is so fucking weird to me. Like it is a level of just grossness that I'm really not used to seeing, to be honest. Like, you know, I've seen plenty of like blatantly malicious false allegations. I've seen plenty of like, you know, actual abuse kind of things, like in Google Docs and stuff like that. It is rare for me to see like a Google Doc where someone is not only accusing someone of being a groomer for a less severe age gap than the person that they're protecting, that they're anonymizing, who like is down to rights. You know, it's so crazy to me. It feels so disrespectful. I just don't understand it, to be honest.
But
and
Hamilton, like, it takes time though. It takes time.
apparently it takes time. See, it's just so confusing to me, because it's like, you know, again, these people have had, you know, what, 6-7 days to rectify these errors that all of us have brought to them. And the fuck, like, what's been going on? What's happening? How long do you think that these things would take to correct? Because I personally would say 5 minutes. I would say 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Personally.
Yeah.
Like, we're already presenting all of these errors in front of them. They say that they want to make sure that it's all right, blah, 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 blah. But we've already shown these things, right? So it's like, you don't need to do an overhaul yet. Work on the overhaul. But now, what you do is you correct the mistakes that we've already presented to you. Because otherwise, you're keeping this doc up, presumably to have more people think that it's true. You're not issuing a clarifying statement, and you're not even correcting your errors that are very easy to correct. What is this? I mean, it just feels like a smear job.
Oh yeah, it is, because, you know, after this doc came out, you know, obviously they respond instantly, and I was so mad. The guys that were also basically helping me, you know, research it in the Piggy situation, they can even tell you, I DM'd and I said I was so mad when they tweeted me saying, oh, thank you for making this doc. And then afterwards, then they messaged me privately asking for more stuff against Minitune, asking me for more. Like, are you serious right now? You have, apparently it takes you 10 years to fix errors, but no, you have plenty of time to not only say, oh, thank you for making the doc, we'll add all the stuff you said, But no, let's message you real quickly and ask you, do you have more stuff against Minitune? We would like to see more. Oh my god.
I'm telling you, I'm dreading it, but I'm telling you this is gonna happen. I'm calling it ahead of time so that I'm calling it ahead of time so you don't have to feel as upset because you're gonna be ready for it. But I'm telling you right now, they're gonna take the evidence that you provided and they're gonna twist it. They're gonna twist it to make Minnie look as bad as possible.
I bet you money that they're probably going to claim that's their evidence, probably.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, people like this, it's becoming clearer and clearer to me. I try to give good faith as much as I can, but it is becoming clearer and clearer to me that these people do not care about the truth. They just do not care about the truth.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
There's a thing that I say for people like this, and I think it's a good way of summarizing it, but it's normal people, what they'll do is they'll find the evidence around something and then they'll form an opinion based on the evidence. But people like this, they have their opinion already decided. They've already decided that Minitune's a bad person, and then they manipulate the facts and present them around that basis that they want to claim. They already have decided that they want to claim that Minitune's a pred or a groomer, whatever the fuck you want to say, and then they take the facts and they form them and mold them into a way that makes Minnie look as bad as possible, right? We've seen this happen so many times. It's unfortunate, but it's just a reality that happens.
In my opinion, and I think you agree, because I did see this part in the doc. I think they're trying to pull a little bit of a Parlo, where they're saying, well, he's not a groomer. We're not going to call him a groomer, but we're going to make sure we're going to frame it as him being a groomer, from looking at their doc.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's just, I just don't understand why anyone would want to do this. I don't, it's kind of one of the mysteries of this kind of content to me, and something that I don't think I'll ever understand or relate to in the slightest is why anyone would ever want to do this. I'm all for putting, bad people in their place, holding them accountable, all that kind of stuff. But if you're going to do that, just say the facts of the situation. You know what I mean? Why not? Don't add stuff. Don't twist stuff. What's the point of this? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't have the faintest idea. Do you have a guess?
Nope.
Is there
nothing? I don't have a guess why they're doing this. It's not I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe they just want to ruin Minitune's reputation. Maybe they just don't like him.
Right. That seems to be the only plausible answer I can think of. You know what I mean? Do they just not like the guy? And if that's the case, I don't like a lot of people. There's a lot of people I don't like. I cover so many people I don't like. But does that give me the clearance to try to ruin their life and misframe stuff?
They didn't like Piggy in their city. They got mad.
Yeah,
so they made
exactly.
That
I have seen people saying that. I've seen people saying these are jilted ex-fans who got pissed off at Piggy and all this stuff. It's it's so dumb. But it's dude, I don't get it, man. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else I have to ask for you.
Also, let me say something real quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just remembered this.
Mm-hmm.
Before the interview with Captain, I'm sorry if I'm going back to Captain real quickly, but I feel this is insane to mention.
Go for it.
I think it was before I interviewed Captain, Angela told me this. And now this is just an allegation. I don't know if it's true. Basically, when Captain got exposed and basically his ship was already sinking, everybody was calling him a pedophile. He was trying to figure out a way to get out of that. He was thinking of either to go after Minitune and claim a bunch of shit, which is what he chose, or, and it's crazy, he was thinking about taking my profile picture, making old, and framing me as a groomer.
Seriously?
That's according to Angela, and there's no proof behind it, but I believe her. I'm not gonna say she's lying, or they lying. My bad.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
Jesus. This is just a fucking terrible person through and through.
Oh yeah, like I said, if you saw the Captain Rise, you haven't seen it, but I showcase all the DMs between him and Angela, and they are so disgusting. I'm not kidding. I don't know if anyone can watch that without wanting to puke with the amount of stuff he was sending them. And not only that, he sent a picture of his abs to Error. like a picture of him shirtless there. And also, Arrow said this, and I'm going to say it's true because, you know, we've seen how Captain is. She said that send her a picture of his boxers with the, you know.
Yeah.
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 Just terrible.
I mean,
Disgusting.
given the DMs the few DMs that we already saw, I could believe that easily.
Oh yeah, they're way worse than that. I promise you.
No, I believe that. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking disgusting, freak. Even less reason for them to be, you know, censored. But whatever, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of if I have. I know I had one for you, but I can't remember it at this moment.
Also, I just remembered. The guy that I know you were ranting about that guy I blurred. The reason I blurred him was because I think he was being manipulated by captains. The reason I blurred him out. Yeah.
That's why I said if there's more context to it, you know, then I would get it. Which is fair.
That's why I blurred his name out, because I was thinking, okay, I think he was getting manipulated because Captain was manipulating everybody. You know?
Yeah, and if that's the case, then that's fine. That's fair.
Yeah, because like I said, he was not only manipulating people, but he was also hiding it very well. Because I didn't even know, because I was friends with Captain all the way to 2019. I didn't know any of this stuff was going down.
Yeah.
Until 2021, you know.
Right.
And it's just looking back at it, it's just I feel very just horrified that this was all going down and I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame yourself, you know what I mean, because it's like how the hell would you have known, right?
Yeah,
but you know, I understand that feeling. I get it. Okay, well, here, let's do it this way. You know, you can feel free to kind of stay on as I go through some of this other stuff and some of it's follow up with your document and stuff like that, like your DMs. And so, like, as we're kind of going through that, if I have any more questions, I'll ask them as we're going. If that sounds good to you.
I know. Yeah, sure. And I think you had this one question. So for Minitune, he did respond, but it was privately through my DMs. I guess I'll say this. I don't think he'll get mad if I talk about this, but he wasn't mad. He wasn't mad about the document. He wasn't mad. He was actually happy that I released the doc because it gave a better picture and a better story, and it was a big eye-opener to him.
Yeah.
And, you know, he wasn't, like I said, he wasn't mad about it, but he did say that, you know, and he said that he apologized if I do get, like, a little bit of shit from that doc as well, and, you know, and I appreciated it from him, because, you know, I was scared, you know, when I was making this doc, I was a little scared of how he would react, but, you know,
sure.
he took it like a champ, and I give him credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, that doc, in my opinion, I think it vindicates him in a lot of ways. Like, we already knew that, like, there was no proof for him knowing about a 5-year age gap. Then we find out that it wasn't a 5-year age gap at all. I mean, like, in my opinion, a lot of that, like, just so heavily contradicts so much of what this burner person said that it just goes to show, again, that this is research that they could have done. These are people that they could have reached out to. These are, like, things that they could have worked on that they did not, right? And again, it really just slices their credibility in half, you know?
Oh, yeah. And like I said, that doc overall doesn't make Minitune look bad at all, you know, and it corrects, like you said, it corrects the misinformation that they were spreading about him dating a 12-year-old when that wasn't true at all.
Right. Yeah. Like,
me and Era also made a joke privately saying, I like how I exposed Captain 2022 and we're still talking about him in 2026. We're still talking about it. Like, that's how insane. Like, you can't talk about Minitune without talking about Captain, because Captain's like the main villain of the entire story, the big mastermind basically of this whole entire situation.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah. No, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue going through this. Okay, so first of all,
oh my god, that DM, I mean, that tweet pissed me off so much.
Oh, I know,
looking
dude.
at it makes me so mad.
So this was Burner's direct, and here I'll also share my screen so it's a little bit easier for you to see. Hold on, there you go. All right, so this was Burner's response to Dark Doom posting the document on his Twitter. Thank you for making this document. We'll be updating the grooming portion of the doc to better handle these serious topics and provide more proof as well. That's interesting.
they still haven't done it.
Still haven't done it, first of all. Second of all, if you get something this blatantly fucking wrong, if I were you, I'd address it instantly. And, in fact, I'd apologize for it as soon as possible. That's what I would do personally. Maybe just me.
It takes time, Hamilton. It takes
time. You're right. Right. It takes a week. It takes a week. It's so crazy.
Why would they say that, man?
And so Zeeker's like completely shadow banned here, but like, you know, okay, I just have to highlight this real quick. So people were talking about me saying the F slur, and so I said, you do realize I'm a neurodivergent bisexual, right? God, you people want to come up with the lamest excuses imaginable to avoid the fact that you're haphazardly making life-ruining allegations you're ill-equipped to talk about. Somebody responds and says, for fuck's sake, I didn't know your sexuality, but also saying the F slur in a stream still triggers some LGBTQ viewers. I just like, all right. Anyways, I need to ignore that. I need to ignore that. But so the funny thing about this one is Zeeker says something in response to them here. And then Burner responds in, please do not attempt to contact us again. You and the people you associate with overall are very disgusting. Which is so funny because they responded to me tonight. It's like, okay, so the only person that you can think of that would associate with you know, that Zeeker associates with, that you have experience with, Burner, would either be me or Frozen. Frozen, if he's even contributed to this at all, I think it's been mostly behind the scenes, but if he's even contributed to this at all publicly, tends to be very respectful. Not so much. But like, so I think the only person you could be talking about is me, which is even stranger because, again, you responded to me tonight. So it's like, I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. Let's see if they responded to this. Let's do the tried and true check.
They could also be technically talking about me because me and Zeekers, we talked a lot on the Piggy situation, so...
I mean, true, but they were like, they wanted to talk to you. They were all over it, you know? It's like, I just don't get this at all.
Yeah.
So, and then over here, we have from this... I want to point it out, since I haven't seen anyone else doing it, I think that Osti was also groomed by Minitune and Mooney. What Osti wrote in Mooney's old thread confirms it. They formed an unhealthy bond with her and get rid of her once it wasn't convenient to keep her around anymore. Not what grooming means, first of all. Second of all, that's not what happened from everything that we've seen. All I see is people are denying the first Minitune situation, but what about this one? It's also grooming. No, it's not. You're fucking stupid. Thank you for playing. Where are you? Was anyone from the matter? Your point does not stand. And then they respond, I'm Osti's friend, so I do know that they were groomed. Because that's how that works. Thanks. Lovely. So, and then we have Para responding to Mr. Dark Doom here. As if 14 and 17 is any better? Okay, let's back the fuck up here. Yes, 14 and 17 is objectively better than 12 and 17. Is this real? Is this a confusing thing to you? Like, where's the confusion? Please help me, okay? 14 and 17 is any better. Yes, what? Okay. He literally repeated the same pattern he did with me. This is disgusting. Okay, Para. I mean, I don't think what happened with you was grooming either. I think you're jilted, but whatever. It's fine. So, and then this rando says, if you didn't play along, you did the same thing as well. You're no angel. Literally, what did I do? And this is my entire point here about like these other people who are on like the side of Minitune who are also just as cringe and parasocial and just as terrible, right? This is the problem. We have this guy saying, as if you didn't play along with the same thing, you're no angel. Literally, what did I do? They showed these screenshots, lick you, I will. And it's literally just, you know, this, para responding to Minitune, right? And then Osti says, this is a 13-year-old. She clearly didn't know better than them. And we have, I want to see the response that they give to this. Where's the... Okay, there's a moment in here where this Twin the Tiger person says that 13-year-olds can consent. And my entire point is that, like, these people...
Yeah, I've seen it. I know what you're talking about.
These people have no fucking clue what they're talking about, and they need to tap the fuck out. They need to get the hell out of here and let the big boys come and correct information, okay? Because, like, these children or whoever they are, or just, like, dumbasses, whatever they are, they need to back the fuck out because they're just making things worse. They're making it sound like, you know, Minitune, you know, supporters are pedophiles. And these kind of people who are extremely malicious, who will use things out of context, they love it when you say stuff like this. They love it, okay? Because they're going to use it out of context themselves and be like, look, this is how all Minitune fans are. They think that the 13-year-olds can consent. And it's like, no. None of us believe that. It's just this random freak, okay? So do not loop me in with them. And then, so we have this. And they're trying to threaten me and Ostie. I'm literally demanding nothing of Ostie for me to stop this. It's her fault that Para's account is up and I made these Ostie accounts. She simply needs to apologize to me, whether it be in private or public, and this would stop. If you want the account down, then tell her to contact me. Okay. And then Para says, also to add on to this, shifting the blame onto Ostie because you decided to make it a disgusting account pretending to be me is childish. It's not Ostie's fault that you made the account. There's nothing for Ostie to apologize for since all of these claims of what she did are false. All right, great. So they're getting harassed, which I do not condone, by the way.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
I found it. Here we go.
13.
Yeah, where he says that 13-year-olds can consent. That's so...
I mean, this is just bleak, right? So we have, right here. So as if you didn't play along with the same thing, you're no angel. 13-year-olds can't consent. They can consent. Yeah. Okay. Cooked.
That's so bad.
Cooked alert. Adding on to the fact that Ostie is getting harassed, this is just like Ostie having a D&B in their fucking account because this is like a fake Ostie. And also like Ostie BBC. Like, I mean, this is fucked, right? Like, I'm not okay with this, right? Like, and then photoshopping Ostie to be black. Like, I mean, it's just like, okay, that's evil. That's bad. I do not condone that. Okay. So then we have this part, okay? Figured I'd get into this because, I mean, worst comes to worst, we can literally just like, I can talk to Parlo about it later and make him, I have a wild control of Parlo, okay? I'm able to, whip the rain in for Parlo, so figured we'd go ahead and talk about this. So, responding to Dark Doom dropping the doc, this guy named Mordecai says, didn't you defend your friend who was 17 to 18 dating a 14 to 15-year-old? Dark Doom says, Dario's case is a weird one. So clear already, before we even get into this, I wanna just explain the fact that this is like blatantly, very clearly a bad faith tactic, right? Because Dark Doom is providing all of this evidence. He's providing everything here, right? Everything he could need for this Minitune stuff. And people are deflecting onto a previous situation that just isn't needed. It's just not needed and it has nothing to do with what he's doing here when he's already shown evidence. It's a whataboutism. That's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah, it's like, look, I'm not an angel. I'm not perfect, but it's like, I don't understand why they need to bring this up. Like, it's
just a bad faith tactic, dude, to make you sound like you're not reliable.
Yeah, I know. And
that's all it is.
It's just like, Dario, the whole Dario suit. Do you want me to explain Dario and the whole case with that one?
Yeah, before you do, let's go.
Your camera died.
Yeah, my camera is fucked. I desperately need a new computer, and like the connectivity and stuff like that is just like it just rapes me, dude. It's awful. It's so bad. Mm-hmm. So why don't you do that? Why don't you go ahead and give us a TLDR on this Dario stuff, because Parlo disputes this. So we'll get into that just to kind of explain that, like, regardless of this fact, like, you could be, and I'm not saying you are, okay? You've already talked to me about this. We've already had a conversation about it, and, I trust your side of events. But, like, just to make the point, right? You could be dead to rights guilty of this, right? You could be dead to rights on this. But even so, it wouldn't change anything. It wouldn't change a single thing. Because you, again, showed plenty of facts and evidence when it came to this Minitune stuff. So it just doesn't matter. Even if you had done this, it wouldn't matter. But just for clarity and for the sake of, just making sure that the truth gets out there, why don't you go ahead and give me a TLDR and we'll kind of go through it.
Okay, so Dario and this girl named Fabi, they dated. He was 17, she was 14. And basically, I was aware of this relationship. I was aware. And I'm just going to go full out. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be fake. I'm not going to lie to you, Hamilton, or the chat. I'm going to be going all full out. Okay. So I was aware of this relationship, but, I didn't see it as a big deal. But basically, they were together. And then Fabi manipulated Dario into believing something that is completely not true. She manipulated him to think, and I got proof of this too. I made like a whole doc explain this, but she manipulated Dario in thinking that I was trying to start shit with her when I really wasn't, and got Dario to remove me. And basically me and Dario then stopped being friends after that. And then it was like a year or two later, and after it was a year or two later, Dario comes back and told me that her and him broke up because the relationship was toxic and blah 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 blah. And I thought, okay, well that's the end of that. Then this doc comes out. Fabi's friend posted this doc. And this doc basically goes over pretty much how Dario was racist, which, Dario was 18, 19, he was edgy. They go over Dario's sexting, and, the sexting is a bit weird, I will admit that. And the biggest thing that I will admit, and I'll say this, Dario had photos of her and refused to delete them. And
when you say photos, do you mean like nude photos?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I've told Dario privately, I was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? Why did you do that? What the hell was wrong with you? Why'd you keep the photos of her? If she told you to delete the photos, delete them. And Dario, apologized, and he basically said that the reason he kept the photos was because she talked bad about herself. But I told him it does not matter, because you still kept the photos, man. It doesn't matter.
Right. Still a crime.
Yeah, and that's CSAM too.
Yeah.
And pretty much after that point, but yeah, I do not condone that at all.
Of course.
Definitely don't condone that. Then the doc explains the confrontation between me and BaconBot, which I'm just going to go out and say this. I don't care if BaconBot tweets out and goes freaking out. BaconBot is an idiot. I'm sorry. He's so stupid. BaconBot was trying to argue that U.S. law was involved in this relationship when it's not. It's a Europe relationship. You've got Germany and Slovenia. U.S. law it's not involved.
Right.
He said it's
inapplicable.
Involved. Yeah, he's saying it's involved because of Discord. Because Discord's hosted by the U.S.
What? What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. He was saying that because they did it on Discord, U.S. law is involved.
Okay, so that's insane. Okay, that's really stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just, they showed DMs between me and BaconBot going at it, and then they show a DM, I don't know why they need to bring this up, where Dario was in the hospital. I don't know why they need to bring that. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything else, and then I can go over, basically my thought process on the whole thing. Let me bring up the doc, because and fun fact, they deleted their doc, or not delete their doc, but they delete the links to the doc after my doc came out. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Okay, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. I just want to make sure everything is out. God, Dario, what the hell are you doing, man? Anything I'm missing before I continue? That's the BaconBot stuff. Okay, and then it's just more sexting. Okay, so now let me go over a little bit about my doc and why I'm defending Dario a little bit, but I'm not defending the CSAM and the relationship. I do not condone them, but I defended Dario on the main aspect that the doc that they made, that they posted, that's basically calling Dario a pedophile. They do not include the age of consent at all. They don't include the countries that were involved, because if you read that doc, people are going to believe that's in the United States, because
Right. I mean, and that's immediately misleading, right?
Yeah. But they don't include that. They don't include that the parents did give consent to this relationship. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. There it is. Okay. Oh my God. I organized everything too much. Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out where I start questioning the doc really heavily. Okay. Oh yeah. So basically, the age of consent of the countries. Them not mentioning the countries at all. The parents meeting each other. They do not mention the fact that they mass reported Dario's Discord, got him banned. So Dario didn't even have a chance to even respond or defend himself at all because his Discord got banned. So we don't even have like the DMs, like we don't got the full context because he got banned.
Yeah.
Also, BaconBot, the guy that was defending the whole Fabi and basically really defending him or defending her. Basically, they don't mention the fact that BaconBot. And this is another little situation, but BaconBot came in on another Discord server that Dario was in, and they were in general chat spamming that Dario's a pedophile, causing a ruckus, and they got banned. But BaconBot got in contact with this guy named Morbid. Morbid is a Roblox developer, and basically he tells BaconBot that they asked Dario to leave, which Dario did. You know, Dario did leave because Morbid doesn't want to get involved in this situation. But Morbid did debate BaconBot about this, and BaconBot admits that Dario did nothing wrong, which Dario did do things wrong, but he said only under U.S. law Dario did something wrong.
Right. I mean,
but
the age gap within itself, it's a 3-year age gap, correct?
Yes.
So I mean, the age gap itself isn't problematic. It's more the fact again, the fault that I'm seeing here is the saving of the pictures.
Oh, absolutely.
And the continually possessing them, right? I mean, that's the issue here. Okay.
Yeah. So and the doc tries to frame it as a 4-year age gap. BaconBot, coming in clutch, basically said that it's a 3-year age gap. So the guy that is supporting and defending Fabi also throw them under the bus because he says a 3-year age gap, even though they frame it as 4. And I do got proof of that. Let's see, anything else? Also, I mentioned the fact that, me and Fabi were friends until she manipulated Dar to remove me. And that's where he feels that there was a 3-year age gap. Okay, so I confront BaconBot, I think it was like a month later, I confronted him again because I made my doc going over this, giving my point of perspective.
Right.
And instead of reading the doc, he calls me a pedo supporter and he brings in Morbid. The guy that has nothing to do with this at all, brings him into it and calls him a pedo supporter too.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why are you bringing Morbid into this when Morbid has nothing to do with it at all? Has nothing to do with this situation. And, and it upsets me that Morbid had to get involved with this. And Morbid, tells BaconBot, if Dario is a pedo, if he is, you should be calling the law instead of harassing Discord mods in the server to, just basically harassing everybody, and he basically asked BaconBot to leave him alone.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's just, let me see. And then, BaconBot just doesn't look at my doc, he doesn't say anything, he just calls Dario a pedophile and then moves on.
Classic.
Yep. And then I go over the BaconBot DMs and stuff where me and him go at. Okay, so I guess now I can talk about what Parlo says, because Parlo tries to frame it as to saying that I was saying that CSAM was legal because of the countries. That is not at all what I said. I was responding to what BaconBot said, which is him saying that Slovenian laws they don't apply for whatever reason. Like I said, BaconBot is he's so stupid. But yeah, he was trying to apply that the Slovenian law didn't apply, and I replied back, saying, let me take what you say and turn it over. If German and US laws apply, so does Slovenia, meaning the relationship is legal.
Right.
But Parlo was saying I was defending child porn, which that's not true at all. I do not support it at all. And, that's just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Here, let's, before you go any further, let's, go through these responses so we can just see what Parlo said.
Okay.
So you respond to Mordecai saying, didn't you defend your friend who was 17 to 18 dating a 14 to 15-year-old with, Dario's case is a weird one. Basically, the parents allowed the relationship to happen, and the age of consent in both countries allows it. There's a lot more to this story, like any other story. Is Dario 100% innocent? No, but his case is pretty gray. So, Parlo responds and says,
No, it isn't legally grey. You defended Dario, who is a pedophile who refused to delete child porn of a 15-year-old off their hard drive, and you claimed it was legal.
which is not what happened.
You deadass claimed having child porn as an adult is legal in his country.
So we show the DMs here between BaconBot and Dark Doom. She can't give consent if the law doesn't allow it. No, you're a fucking idiot for signing with a pedophile who said he had child porn and doesn't want to delete it. Then we show these DMs between Dario and Fabi. Since you basically sent me nudes and you're under 18, that means that you sent me CP. Then delete my pics, I guess? Hell no. I'm masting to that 24/7. Anyways, okay, bro. God, what the fuck? Okay.
Don't worry, I went off on him for that.
No, I'm sure.
Stupid as hell, bro.
So then Dark Doom responds, let me take what you say here and turn over. If German and US laws apply, so does Slovenia, meaning legal. Read. And this is specifically responding. Okay, this I would say that this is already out of context because this is very clearly responding to the age of consent, like the age gap, right? It's not responding to having the CP. He's not justifying having the CP. He's saying that the age gap itself was legal. That's what he's saying. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've responded to the pictures at all because I know they're bad. And you know, and Parlo and this one other user keeps bringing up the CSAM, acting like I'm defending it, and I keep telling them over and over, no, I'm not defending it. What Dario did is wrong. I am stating that right here, right now. It is wrong.
Yeah.
Like they just need to stop framing it like that.
So then you respond and you say, welcome back to Parlo twisting my words to make it sound a lot worse. If you look at the picture, I was actually replying to BaconBot, who said that Slovenia laws do not apply to this relationship, and said it was legal in US law, even though it didn't happen in the US. So again, notice the fact, chat, that he says this, and Parlo doesn't respond to this. But what he does respond to is someone named Birdner2049, who says, if these contents are true, then he will be held accountable for holding child porn on his device 100%. However, you're lacking comprehension on how pedophilia works. It was a 2 to 3 age gap relationship. And then Parlo says, that is a lie, it was a 4-year age gap, when it wasn't, it was 3 years and some odd months. So let's look at this. Brolion Dario had started dating for a year and a half when the girl was only 14 and him 18. They continued dating until she turned 16 and him 20. When she turned 16, the relationship didn't go well, how she had grown up, and she realized that everything he's doing is really wrong, and she decided to expose his behavior towards her to the internet because what he's done is pedophilia. This girl has been hiding the situation for a year and a half without talking about it to anyone. When they broke up, the guy decided to spread rumors about her being toxic and making her look bad to her friends and manipulating them to dislike her until she decided to show his real face. So, again, here, important to remember, that is not actually the case. It wasn't a 4-year age gap. It was a 3 and some odd age gap.
And one thing, too. Basically, let me read the thing. Okay. For one, she was not hiding the situation. I swear, and this is by memory, so you could take it for a grain of salt. Me and I found out they were dating because they made it super obvious, and we hung out with her friends. So I don't know why they're saying they're hiding the situation because they're obviously were together. Like their friends had to have known that these two were together.
Sure.
Like there's no way that they did. And not only that, about Dario spreading that she was toxic, she was doing the same thing too. But anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you respond and say, nope, 3, and possibly half age gap, and the guy you were trying to use against me, and also claim Dario didn't do anything wrong. Not and also. I love the extra context. You really hate when people bring up the facts in extra context, which is true. So BaconBot says, he has first if they want a dirty talk, plus he was 18 and she was 15, so it's his fault for asking in the first place. And then more here. BaconBot says, alrighty, thanks for understanding. Someone else says, alright, but remember, he was against Discord TOS, but he was not a criminal. We need to be careful to not get those two twisted. And then BaconBot says, only under the US law, which doesn't apply. So then, Redacted says, I banned him because of Discord law. Discord law. Okay, exactly. BaconBot says, yeah. Redacted says, I believe you're not calling him a pedo or groomer of children. You better not. But yeah, case closed. BaconBot says, all right. Parlor responds and says, "This literally doesn't disprove anything, lol. You claimed him possessing and soliciting CP was not illegal." Again, not what he said. Dark Doom responds and says, "You are legit twisting my words when you literally look at the picture and see that I was responding to him saying that Slovenia laws don't apply, not the pictures. Can you read? Also, my evidence does disprove what you said because the guy said it was a 3-year age gap." Yeah, so good to get that out of the way. Good to just kind of like show the details around that because, you know, I think it's important to make sure that people can't take Dark Doom and his information and try to, you know, lower the credibility on it, which is not deserved at all. So I just want to make sure that that's clear.
I want to mention this because Harlow might bring this up and they might bring up, yes, I am still in contacts with Dario. I'm still friends with him, but that's only because, you know, I decided to, back then when he was getting exposed, I decided to try this. I wanted to see if I can get Dario to change, be better as a person. And, you know, and I told Dario, if you do this again, I am cutting contacts, we're done. And, you know, Dario did look like he took my words to heart because he hasn't done anything. In fact, he did get in a relationship with a 20-year-old not too long ago. So I think he's taking my words to heart. And, you know, does it make me look bad? Yes, it does. But I wanted to try and see if I can better get Dario to be a better person. Does that excuse what he did with that 14, 17? No, not at all.
Sure.
Just want to give that clarification.
Sure. Okay, so, and responding to Para, somebody says here, "I'm not sure if I missed something. Wasn't it 14 and 16? Para corrects and says she was 14 the entire time. Minitune was 17 the entire time. So, then, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this message was from the same year and got confused. That was during the year Minitune was in contact with me. Damn it, I'm so sorry about that. I'm sure at 13 you had no idea what was going on. I was dealing with a lot of abuse from my family. It was a lot and I didn't fully understand what Minitune was doing until I was older." So to this I say, you have every sympathy for me about your family. I am so sorry that you had to deal with that. I really am, okay? I want to emphasize that before I say the next thing. That being said though, I don't understand this. It's very, very interesting. I'd like to highlight this one more time. I didn't fully understand what Minitune was doing until I was older. Now, you can take this one of two ways, right? You can take this one of two ways. On one end, you can take this and be like, okay, well, that is true. This does sometimes happen. Grooming victims don't realize they were groomed until years later. When I was, you know, sexually abused personally, like I didn't realize that what happened to me was, you know, like this terrible thing until years later, right? So this is something that can happen. But at the same time, when you read Minitune and Para's messages, which I have read just about all of them, other than, you know, we skimmed through a few of them in terms of like the, you know, just the silly, like kind of talking about random games and stuff or history. But the majority of any of the stuff that was romantic or anything like that we went over. I completely disagree that this was grooming in any form or fashion. This was a relationship with a 3-year age gap. Again, with the maturity gap, it's not something that I love. It's not something I'm super happy about. It's not something I necessarily would approve of. If you think of the maturity differences between a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old, right? But at the same time, it's not something I would call grooming. It's not something I would do. It's something I would call a little weird, but I wouldn't call it grooming. I just wouldn't.
It's questionable, very, very questionable and weird.
Yes, it's certainly questionable. It's certainly weird. It's certainly, you know, I have my eyebrows raised at it, but it's not illegal. It's just not. And when you factor in the context, which is important in a situation like this, right? Especially when we haven't seen any like sexuality, any like really bad shit, right? When we factor into this, the fact that Minitune is an autistic guy who was very, very sheltered for his entire childhood. A lot of that makes a lot more sense, okay? It's not to say that like it justifies that age gap. It's not to say that it makes sense. It's to say that this guy is sheltered and he doesn't fucking get it, man. That's kind of how I feel about it. I think it's weird. I think it's, you know, not good. It's not something I would do. But again, not grooming. It's just not. It's just not from everything we've seen. Now, on the other hand, if we had the kind of stuff that Captain was sending to Error, if we had that, in the DMs with Minitune and Para, like those kind of DMs, it would be a different story. It would be a completely different story. Now, that would be way more nuanced because I would potentially be tempted to call that grooming. Even though normally on 3-year age gaps, I don't say that it's grooming, but with the maturity gap, I might say that it was. But we don't see that here. We see what is a relationship. It's just a relationship. It's an awkward relationship between two, kids. Like, that's what it is. So, Minitune actively said he didn't want anything sexual. He wasn't trying to get anything out of Para. Exactly. All right, so then, okay, that's the one where he says age of consent, or like the 13-year-old's consent. Oh, no. So then we get to this part. So Burner says, Mr. Dark Doom, we'd love to ask you a couple of questions regarding the error situation in DMs, if that's all right with you. We'd send you a private DM message ourselves, and like you said, we were free to. Although your DMs seem to be off. As if, okay, basically, essentially like blaming you for the fact that they haven't even made an effort to reach out to you yet, which is so fucking rich from these people. So rich from these freaks, dude. Like, it's just, ugh.
Like, the fact that they waited until I made my doc, then they're like, oh, hey, we like to reach out to you and see what you got. You have more stuff against Minitune? Come on, give us more. We want more.
Right. Like, it's just, Jesus Christ, dude. Where is the... Okay, here it is. So then, here are the DMs. So, Dark Doom says, so what questions did you want to ask? Burner says, 1. Would you happen to have contact with Error in some way? We're working on an update to the document and would like to include a statement from her if possible. 2. Would you happen to have more DMs between Minitune and Error for the document? We've noticed some interesting connections between the way Minnie talked to both her and Para, and we're wondering if it would be possible to provide more examples. So essentially just looking for dirt on Minitune. You can immediately see the way that they're trying to twist this.
And I bet you that if I would have said, yeah, I can get Error's statement, and Error's statement is going to be literally defending Minitune, so they probably wouldn't even use it anyway.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it's insane. So then Dark Doom responds, I don't have any contact with her anymore. She would like to remain private. As for the Minitune DMs between the two, that's all of it. I don't have any more regarding the situation. Thank you for your time regardless. So they leave disappointed. Okay.
Yep. and it puts a big smile on my face.
Right. So Zeker, and again, Zeker is shadow banned by Burner. So like half of these posts we can't even see. But Zeker responds to Burner and says, like, hey, why haven't you corrected any of these fucking errors? This was 2 days ago, by the way. Burner says,
it has not even been 24 hours since we made this reply. Things take time.
Zeker says, no the fuck it hasn't. It's been 3 days. What the fuck are you doing? Shows that 3 days before that, Zeker showed what they needed to correct. And they still haven't. Ladies and gentlemen. And it's been another entire day since this tweet, right? So it's like, what the fuck is happening? What are you people doing? So,
I told Seekers, I want to take that tweet that they said and just print it out and put it as a picture on my wall because it's so good.
Dude, literally.
That was the best thing they ever said, ever.
So, let's see. Now, this right here is interesting. So, Zeker, if I'm recalling correctly, and maybe it was frozen, looked at the wiki for Piggy, okay? Sees this. Are you sure about this? You could get in serious trouble if anyone finds out. Miguel. This article is subject to controversy. Any change made to the page should be drafted and submitted to a moderator for review. Topic warning. Minitune has been accused of being a groomer and manipulating a former thumbnail artist for the Minitune channel. He has not addressed the situation and has avoided addressing them for several months. Trigger warning, grooming and manipulation mentions. So already, this is very bad faith because he has already addressed the stuff between him and Para, right? So to say that he hasn't addressed any of it, because as you see here, he has not addressed the situations, that's a lie. Or at least it's a lie by omission, because he has addressed at least one, first of all. And again, this is just a weird fucking thing. Like these haven't shaken out yet, and you're just immediately essentially signal boosting them being a groomer, a supposed groomer. Interesting.
Yeah, and thanks to your stream, we can now say he did address the error one too.
Yep.
So
exactly.
There you go.
So then we have this. I'm an adult. Get away from me. And we start to see something. This is weird. Wolfpack Jack. Huh. Okay. AKA Jack. All right. Huh. That's cool. That one guy who made the Piggy remake game. Huh. Okay. That's cool. So what does Wolfpack Jack do? Oh wait, he was the guy who made that. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's learn more. Okay, so we already showed that and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. So what is this? What is this? We don't need that right now. Hold on. I want to get to this. His wiki pages are irrelevant, it's just changes. Okay. Hold on. Let me go into thread. Because I know that's where it is.
Yeah. Let me see if I get it.
Zeker, reply to it so I can get to it quicker if you can.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Here you go.
Okay, nice. Okay, here it is. So guys, check this out. Remember how the document... Yeah, Zeker, huge shout out for this. Because this is awesome. Here's something interesting. Wait a second. This is the Minitune document. Wait a minute. Wolfpack Jack helped make and created the fucking Minitune document. Hello? What are we doing? So this jilted motherfucker, right? This jilted guy who, like remade Piggy, right? Wasn't satisfied. Made this fucking doc on this person. Yep, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him, okay? So it's not just Wolfpack Jack, we've also got Jinxed. And as you can see, there are 4 different people who have made edits to this file. Very interesting. Very interesting. We found everyone who works on it. Let's see. So, wait, what's the context of this one, Doom?
So Zeker made a post to his wiki warning everybody saying, hey, this is the creator of the doc. He is fabricating or like making lies about Minitune. Do not trust him, blah, blah. And this is Wolf Jack's response to Zeker's.
Okay, great. So Wolfpack's response to Zeker saying, hey, this guy made the doc. It's important to be aware of this, blah, 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 is first off,
your first mistake was leaving a message here. You do understand that people are notified when you leave a message on their wall, right? Secondly, the Minitune page has been locked since like 2020? 2021 at the latest. There's nothing new, lol. Check the earlier history. Thirdly, so what? I'm drawing attention to the fact that Minitune has not properly addressed the situation. I don't have any bad intentions like you may believe.
Even though you lied about it, but okay.
But I just want to transparently, considering Mini has never addressed it if it was real and is actively trying to hide it.
So, okay. Again, address the Paris situation already, but okay, it's fine.
Fourth, I'm not even the main person behind the document. I just helped writing it and proofreading parts of it. You can also guarantee I'm not telling you who the main person behind the document is. Lamau. You are overall a disgusting person. I suggest you don't continue this.
Okay, vague threat. We love that. We love a vague threat. Big fan. Okay. And with that in mind, we also have the doc writer's response to Dark Doom. Or at least one of them. So Wolfpack says, to Dark Doom posting this,
in my eyes, this doesn't make Minitune look any better. There are instances of him following the same pattern of behavior he did with Parasocial, including wanting to fly out and see her, role-playing with her, etc. Not a good look.
Ooh, spooky.
Very spooky. Be careful, man. You might get assassin coming to your house.
That's so true. And then we also have this too, which is really cool. This one's kind of epic.
I am announcing my transition. I will be changing my species from a wolf to a fox. Naturally, my name will also be changed from Wolfpack Jack to Fox Squad Jake.
Very good, man. Very good. And then he also shows that he is Wolfpack Jack in Discord. 1 week timeout for that shit from replying to Wolfpack Jack. Who's I and why are they going to find me? 1 week timeout for that shit. And then there you go. All right. So then this is really interesting. Okay, I like this. This is great. Zeker, you've been so thorough. You've really outdone yourself on this. Huge shout out to Zeker. Everybody do 07s for Zeker. So here is a revision from Wolfpack Jack. And Zeker captions this with whoever said it might be intercity hate. So it goes from this blank or TBA to, upon release, Inner City was heavily criticized for a lack of main story content and a focus on side content from the developers. Many users disliked that there were only around 40 minutes of main story content on an average playthrough, despite the game being in development for 5 years. Other concerns brought up that there is a lack of characters from the original game, and that the fact that most of the game didn't seem dark, despite the infection running rampant for over a decade. As of now, the game has a 95% like to dislike ratio on Roblox. So it's heavily criticizing it despite the fact that it has a 95% like ratio. On top of that, sounds like he had known before. Okay, so then this right here on August the 2nd is also pretty interesting. Hold on. Why did it stop? Why are you being evil? All right, give me that. Thank you. There is a lot of evidence to suggest that the document is real. Or sorry, I'm not doing the voice anymore. I don't have the patience for it. Not only are there chat logs, screenshots, and testimonies from the victim, but Minitune never once denied that the allegations were real. He simply said, "I'm not a pedophile," which is technically true. Not the situation is false. Well, he's saying he's not a pedophile or a groomer, you dumb fuck. Jesus Christ. Like, it's just, what are you doing? But whatever. No offense, but some of y'all, referring to the community as a whole and not just you guys, need to learn how to read, because this is getting incredibly out of hand.
Rich, very rich, coming from him. Very rich.
Like, what the fuck is this, dude? It's just like, God, going outside.
Coming from the guy that still hasn't fixed the errors in the doc, didn't even contact, like, just lie.
So we know at least the usernames of these people. We have Wolfpack Jack, who is the doc maker and the wiki admin we've already talked about. We have Jinx, okay, who, Zeker theorizes, we don't have evidence for this, but just a theory, possibly Osty. We have Piggy Exposed Doc, which is also known as Minitune Exposed Doc, and the person who runs the Twitter. And then we obviously have Sammy, video recordings, and Pookie0035 on the video emails, which are the emails that the videos shown in the document are attached to. So, yeah, unfortunately, and, I'm going to show the screenshot here. Let me just put it this way. Unfortunately, guys, you made life-ruining allegations. And, because of that, I don't really love or believe in you just getting to be completely anonymous randos on the internet. Now, if you want to just go by a username or anything, that's fine. But the fact that you are just avoiding accountability so much that you just have to be these like faceless no names on the internet, you don't get to be that. Sorry. So read it and weep.
Give them the taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, like you don't get that. You don't get that luxury, and you shouldn't. You should, if you're gonna make life-ruining allegations against someone, say it with your fucking chest, dude. Say it with your chest, Now, Zeker, I think everybody understands how the fandom stuff works. You're fine, man. Don't worry about it. Okay, what else do we have? Do we have anything else here? Let me see. Okay. So in that, at least, that's that. And then taking consent. So we've already seen that. The edits, the response to Dark Doom, the transition to being a fox, and then that one just to show that they're the same on Discord, and we've got that one as well, and then that one. Okay, so I think we're gonna have this stay focused on Minitune, and so I'm not gonna get into the other like allegations against the development team for Piggy. To be clear, those are not against Minitune; those are against some other people. But I want this to kind of just be about Minitune, this stream. So we're going to have it be the fandom part is worse. It gets worse. Okay, explain yourself. Please have a good mic now, Zeker. Please, for the love of God, dude. Hello?
Zeker?
Okay. Great start.
He got assassinated. They killed him.
Yeah, dude. Wolfpack Jack fucking murdered this guy, dude. It's fucking awful. It's so disturbing.
Impotent as a cock.
Thank you, Russ Mulkey, for subscribing. I forgot my PTT keybind. What does that even mean, dude? What is going on? Stream seems to be dying in general. YouTube shitting the bed. Just refresh, and you'll be fine. Well, Zeker, at the very least, just tag me in the relevant screenshots when it has to do with the fandom stuff, or I can read something out loud from you. Worst comes to worst. Hold on.
Oh, I forgot about this. I just looked at my friends list and I just remembered this. Guess who tried to contact me out of everybody regarding the error situation?
Who?
Gwango.
Really?
Yeah, he contacted me and I was going to talk to him, but he didn't respond. Like, I sent a message to him and he just didn't respond after that. But yeah, he was the only one that actually contacted me.
Yeah, I'm not like, I'm not, what's it called?
A fan.
I'm not like pals with Gwemgo or anything. We've talked before.
Oh, I completely understand.
Yeah, like I actually helped moderate a conversation between him and Zombie privately, actually yesterday. But, he, that was just horrible. I don't even want to get into it. But, I'd say that
the only problem I have with Gwango is the fact that he's still friends with Parlo, and it's just like...
I have a ton of criticisms for Gwamgo. The difference is that, he and I are at a place where, I'm able to kind of say those to his face, and then we kind of just have conversations about it. Because I'd prefer to just, it's better in a community like this to kind of remain interconnected with people, even if, you guys aren't best friends or anything. So that's kind of my stance on it. Gwamgo made a Piggy doc video that's related to the Schlep and Chibi argument. What? I'm so confused by that. Why? What does Schlep and Chibi have to do with Piggy and the Minitune stuff? Get Gwamgo on call. He never joins calls publicly. That's just never gonna happen. He's too smart for that stuff, dude. The smartest thing you can do as and that's not me. Let me be super clear. This is not me saying that he's like a giant liar or anything, or he's like evil. The smartest thing that you can do as a content creator, if you're ever being questioned on anything, or have controversy that you're afraid to talk about or don't know how to respond to, is just never call into anything. And that's kind of Gwamgo's strat, okay? The only time he talks to people is privately. And it's smart. It's smart. Say what you will, but it's smart. Was also going to say Wolfpack lied about the Minitune page being locked and is editing wiki pages over the doc. That's crazy. Okay, so instead of focusing on the fucking doc that's supposed to be cared about, he's editing the fucking wiki. Okay, great. Really great stuff. Wow. He said the wiki page was locked in 2021 at the latest. Anonymous is not staff and edited it in 2022, showing that you can still make edits, or at least could still make edits as of 2022. So he lied about that shit. Great. So there's no real reason to trust this guy. I don't have any trust for him. I don't love anything that's happening here personally. Still actively editing the wiki over the doc, by the way. Let's see. Yep, as you can see, as of 8 p.m. on August 11th, 2026, he is editing and making Piggy doc entries. Piggy wiki entries, rather than editing his doc.
That just makes me really mad, because it's like we're calling him out for how terribly that doc that they made against Minitune and all the errors, but no, he's going on the wiki and making edits on wiki. Are we being for real right now?
Yeah, it's absurd. It gets to this point where it's just genuinely disgusting. I know that I keep on saying that, chat. I know I keep on harping on the word disgusting, but I just can't think of another fucking word. I really can't. I just can't. Okay. He is also friends with MA348, who made the video calling Minitune a predator. Great, so they're just blatantly biased. Awesome. Okay. Really cool. Really cool. So, okay. Here's what we'll do now. I think that we're just about done with this segment. So we will go over Rails before we move on, but let's finish out with our guest here, Dark Doom, before we do that. Mm-hmm. So, Dark Doom, do you have any questions for me? Is there anything you want to ask me? I always say that because I feel like people usually have questions that they just don't know if they can ask people on.
Let me see. So What do you think about Minitune not like responding to any of these allegations thrown at him?
So I addressed this earlier in the stream, actually. So I think that there's two pretty plausible options here. Number one would be that he doesn't feel it is either A, beneficial, or B, just gonna be productive, or that he even needs to respond to them right now. That's option one. Option two is that he is planning litigation. And if he is planning litigation, his best bet is to keep his mouth shut publicly.
Fair enough.
So that's my take on it. I think that there are two perfectly logical, reasonable options for why he hasn't responded that don't involve him being guilty. Because guess what, guys? Not responding to something for a little bit doesn't mean you're guilty, okay? Do I have to bring up Quite for the 1000th time? Okay? Everybody was saying Quite was guilty because he took a long time to respond. Guess what? He disproved everything, okay? Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. But yeah, that's my stance on that.
So, do you think that they're going to just edit the entire doc to include all the new stuff, or do you think they're just going to make a brand new doc to try to do this again? Round two, basically.
I think they're going to do essentially an overhaul where, like, they keep some old elements of the doc and then they, like, majorly edit some sections, especially, like, obviously the error section.
Okay. So you said you were going to talk to Parlo about the whole Dario thing?
I mean, I will to, like, correct him and have a conversation with him. If you want to be present for that, you can.
As long as you give me a time, I could probably make it.
Yeah, I'll ask him when he's available and I'll get back to you on it, for sure.
Alrighty.
Cool.
I think that's it. That's all I really got for you, man.
Alright, sick, man. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining the stream. I really appreciate it, man. And kind of giving us the context to all of this. It was really valuable and needed with especially just kind of everything. So I really appreciate you coming on. And here, before you go, let me do this. Hold on. Okay, let's see. I think it's it's MR, isn't it? Or is it?
Yeah, it's MR.
Okay. So, okay, right here. Perfect. So I want to go ahead and give a shout out to blah, 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 blah. How far back is this? Am I going too far back? I'm looking for the fucking, what's it called? The captain video.
Oh, the captain video. I think
for anybody who wants some extra context. Here it is. Okay. 4 years ago. There you go. Okay. So
he still has a YouTube channel as well. That's the funny part.
Yeah. I mean, that's just diabolical, dude. So right here, I'm putting Mr. Dark Doom's video that he made about Captain C. For anybody who wanted some extra context about who that is and kind of, wanted to learn more about them and how fucked up and freakish they are, I highly recommend you watch his video. So again,
and I want to warn everybody: those DMs that I showcase from Captain are very, very bad. Like, they're disgusting.
I mean, they're my audience, so they're gonna be used to that kind of shit because we do this shit kind of, like, all the time. Okay, when we're not covering false allegations, we're covering real ones. So, but like, yeah. What? Thank you for the 5.
Derails. John will love this one, even though he's not here.
Okay, well, tell him to watch it afterwards then. Thank you for the 5. But yeah, man. So we'll leave it off with that. And again, I really appreciate you joining, man.